Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the first of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. It's the first of a three-game set, again, between the Grizzlies and the Western Conference champion Kansas City Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks have been outstanding on the road this season, where they have a record of 9-3-1. For the Grizzlies, they're looking to end a seven-game losing streak here tonight. Utah went 2-6-1 against Kansas City last year, although over the last 5 years, the Grizzlies have had some success against Kansas City, where they have a record of 20-14-3. It's the first of 10 regular season meetings between the clubs, 5 here in Utah and then 5 over at Cable Dahmer Arena in Kansas City. Utah is going to be shorthanded once again as Derek Daschke, Brian Yoon, and James Shearer are out of the lineup, but the Grizzlies do get two forwards back in Aaron Aragon and Dylan Fitz. Well, last week the Grizzlies got swept in a three-game series against Indy. Last Wednesday, Indy defeated Utah 4-2. And then the Grizzlies got a standing point this past Friday on Black Friday, where Indy won 4-3. But Reed Lepster scored 2 goals, and Cade Nielsen added a second period goal. And then on Saturday night, Briley Wood scored a second period goal for Utah, with Craig Armstrong getting an assist. But Indy came away with a 4-1 victory. Grizzlies defenseman Kyle Powell is serving the first of a 6-game suspension, which was handed out by the league earlier today. Fuel captain Chris Cameron got a 5-game suspension for leaving the bench area in the third period to go fight Kyle Powell. And Cody Corbett was released earlier this week by the Grizzlies. Utah is a little bit short on the defensive end, but they did pick up a defenseman via trade yesterday, and they also picked up a forward who got reassigned to the Grizzlies from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. We'll talk about the 2 new additions to the Grizzlies roster on the other side as we're in business on a Wednesday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Yesterday, the Grizzlies were in need of a defenseman, and they picked up Andrew Nilsson from the Worcester Railers. It's the third team that Nilsson's been on this season, as he started the year playing in 10 games with the Allen Americans, including 4 of them against the Grizzlies. He had 3 assists in 4 games against Utah this year, and he got traded to the Worcester Railers not that long after the Grizzlies last saw Allen, about 3 weeks ago. He played in 4 games with the Worcester Railers, and yesterday, Andrew Nilsson got traded to the Grizzlies for Reed Morrison and future considerations. Nilsson will be wearing number 6 for the Grizzlies. It's the first time that Nilsson is wearing a single-digit number, and in particular the number 6, since he was with the AHL Stockton Heat in the 2019-2020 season. Nilsson is a Grizzlies All-Star back in 2023, where he had an outstanding year, and really it was the game against Kansas City that probably secured that All-Star spot, where he had 6 assists in November 5th of 2022 in a Grizzlies big victory. In the 2022-23 season, Nilsson had 41 points, 9 goals, and 32 assists. He had 166 penalty minutes in 47 games for the Grizzlies that year, most of them minor penalties. It'll be fun to see Andrew Nilsson. He'll be wearing number 6. He is one of 5 defensemen for the Grizzlies this evening, as Utah's rolling with 12 forwards and 5 defensemen. Nilsson is a former third-round pick, 65th overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs back in 2015. Earlier today, forward Cole Fonstad was reassigned to the Grizzlies from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Fonstad was drafted in the 5th round, 128th overall by the Montreal Canadiens back in the 2018 draft. Johnny Fairbrother was a 3rd-round pick in 2019 with the Montreal Canadiens. Fonstad played in 5 full seasons in the WHL from 2016 through 2021. He was part of the 2019 WHL champions, the Prince Albert Raiders, where he scored 73 points in 67 games. He was traded to the WHL's Everett Silvertips early in the 2019-2020 season, where he was a plus 34 and had 65 points in 51 games. Fonstad was the captain of the 2020-21 Everett Silvertips in his final WHL season. Interestingly enough, one of the guys wearing the A's for Everett that year was Jackson Berezowski, who's a forward for the Kansas City Mavericks. Fonstad spent 2 years with the AHL's Cleveland Monsters. He had 24 goals and 26 assists in 150 games. He actually had a really good 2022-23 season 2 years ago where he had 15 goals and 15 assists. He signed on to play with the team in Germany, and he appeared in 63 games with them, most of them last season. He scored 10 goals and 15 assists for the Straubing Tigers. I think that's the same league that Brandon Cutler is playing in this season. And so Cole Fonstad is the newest member of the Grizzlies. He'll be wearing number 42, and he'll be on Utah's top forward line tonight, as he will be lined up with Cole Gallant and Briley Wood. When we come back, we'll recap the month of November, as the Grizzlies are hoping for a little bit more success here in the month of December. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. The Grizzlies had 14 games in the month of November, and they had a record of 3-9-2. Utah won at Allen 5-1 in the home opener on November 1st. Grizzlies got a 6-4 victory on November 9th against the Tahoe Night Monsters. That was the first ever meeting between the Grizzlies and the Night Monsters. Utah also won in overtime at Allen on November 16th. Derek Dashke had an outstanding month as he led Utah in assists with 11, and he also had 13 points to lead the club, and that was just in 10 games, as he has missed the last 4 games, and he'll be out for the 5th straight contest. Johnny Fairbrother led Utah with 6 goals in the month. Fairbrother's 6 goals are tied for the league lead for goals among league defensemen. Mick Messner led the Grizzlies in shots in November with 53, an average of just under 4 per game. The plus-minus leaders in the month, Neil Shea. Remember, he played the first 5 games for the Grizzlies in the regular season. He scored a goal in each of the 5 games. He got called up to the AHL's Colorado Eagles, and he's been there ever since. He was a +2 in 2 games in November. And Dylan Savenkov was a +2 as he appeared in the last 2 games for the Grizzlies in the Indy Series, as he was just signed by the club this past Friday. Savenkov will be one of 5 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight. We'll come back and give you the lineups for both teams. And if you're in the West Valley area, please come on down to Maverik Center and join us, as we're going to have a ton of fun tonight. It's the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks meeting for the first time this season. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Kansas City Mavericks, who won the Western Conference last year. They roll into Maverik Center for the first of 10 regular season meetings between the clubs, 5 in Utah and 5 over at Cable Dahmer Arena. The Mavericks are 11-6-1-1 on the year. They've been outstanding on the road. They are 9-3-1 away from home. Cade Borchard's been a star for Kansas City, is tied for 3rd in the league with 11 goals. Borchard is 2nd in the league in plus-minus at a +15. On the defensive side, David Noel's been outstanding. He leads league defensemen with 62 shots on goal. And Max Andreov was outstanding last year. He was a big factor in Kansas City's success last season. He leads the Mavericks with 18 points this season, 5 goals and 13 assists. Kansas City is led by fifth-year head coach Tad O'Had. His assistant coach, they call him the associate coach, is Riley Wazlowski, who played with the Rapid City Rush for many years. Wazlowski has his jersey retired over in Rapid City. Kansas City will start with Jack LaFontaine in net. This will be his 8th appearance this season. He's got a record of 3-2-0-1. He has 2 shutouts, a 2.83 goals against average, and an .888 save percentage. LaFontaine has 2 games of NHL experience as he played with the Carolina Hurricanes in 2 games in the 2021-22 season. He's got AHL experience with Chicago, Syracuse, and Coachella Valley. And this is his 3rd ECHL team, as he also has experience with the Norfolk Admirals and Orlando Solar Bears. It's LaFontaine's 2nd year in a Kansas City uniform. Last season, he had a record of 16-3-1 with a 2.77 goals against average and a .911 save percentage. LaFontaine is 6'3" and 209 pounds. Victor Ostman, who's really been outstanding for Kansas City this year, is the backup. The starting defensive pairing, Kansas City is rolling with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen, even though it looks like Josh Thrower, normally a defenseman's playing forward for them. So pretty much 11-7 for Kansas City tonight. Charlie Wright is in his first season as a pro. He's got a +9 rating. Wright spent the last 5 years with the Saskatoon Blades of the WHL. He'll be wearing number 3, 6'1" and 185 pounds. He has 2 goals and 9 assists in 19 games. Wright will be paired up with Jake McLaughlin, who has 2 goals in 16 games. McLaughlin also has a +9 rating. He is 6'2" and 190 pounds. The other defensemen for Kansas City include David Noel, who leads all league defensemen in shots on goal, be paired up with Marcus Crawford, who's starting his 2nd stint in a Kansas City uniform. Crawford's a +6 this year. Nate Konepke is a big 6'3", 207-pound defenseman. He has 2 assists in 19 games. And Justin McPherson will be wearing number 6. He has 1 goal and 5 assists in 18 games. The starting defensive pairing, once again, is Wright and McLaughlin. The starting forwards include Cade Borchard, and we just mentioned how outstanding he's been. He's got a +15 rating and 11 goals and 6 assists. Borchard was outstanding last year. He was one of the best rookies in the league. It's his 2nd season with the Mavericks. He's going to be wearing number 28. Watch out for him. He was great against Utah last year, and Borchard's an outstanding player. Max Andreov leads the Mavericks with 18 points this year. He's got a +13 rating. Andreov is 6 feet and 183 pounds. And Casey Carew is also in the starting lineup. He has 5 goals and 3 assists in 15 games. Carew is a +6. That is the top forward line for Kansas City getting to start this evening. Jackson Berezowski wearing number 17. He played with Newfoundland last year. Berezowski, as we mentioned before, was a teammate with the Everett Silvertips with the newest Grizzly, Cole Fonstad, who's making his Grizzlies debut. Fonstad has 2 years of AHL experience with the Cleveland Monsters. Berezowski will be lined up next to Damian Giroux, who played in 1 NHL game with the Minnesota Wild in the 2022-23 season. Pascal Laberge is in his 2nd stint with Kansas City. He was in Norway last year, and he missed all the exciting action of Kansas City winning the Western Conference. Laberge was one of Kansas City's best forwards 2 years ago. Bradley Schoombart is wearing number 26. He's got 2 goals and 8 assists in 18 games. Nolan Sullivan is the 3rd-line center, and he'll be lined up next to Luke Lohheit, who's wearing number 8. You'll also see Landon McCallum, not to be confused with Idaho Steelheads forward Linda McCallum. McCallum will be wearing number 11 for Kansas City. Andrew Coxhead has 3 assists in 13 games. It's his first season as a pro. He was the captain at St. Mary's junior team a couple years ago. Coxhead is a big guy at 6'3" and 204 pounds, 24 years old, out of Nova Scotia. And Josh Thrower, normally a defenseman, but he's listed as a forward for Kansas City tonight. He'll be wearing number 7. He's 6'2" and 225 pounds. And now the lineup for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who have a record of 5-10-2. They're 2-4-1 here at home. Grizzlies are looking to end a 7-game losing streak. In net for the Grizz will be Adam Scheel. This will be his 15th appearance this year. Scheel has a record of 5-8-1 with a 3.66 goals against average and .895 save percentage. Shield leads the league in minutes played and saves. The backup goaltender tonight is Jake Barcheski. Vinny Duplessis is the third goalie, and he is a scratch tonight. The starting defensive pairing is Gianni Fairbrother, who's the captain. He's got 6 goals and 3 assists in 17 games. The former third-round pick by Montreal back in 2019. He'll be paired up with Kabori Dunn, who's 6'2" and 180 pounds. Dunn has 1 goal and 2 assists in 16 games. 3 other defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight. Cade Jensen will be paired up with the newest Grizzly, Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson starts his third stint as a member of the Grizzlies. He has 5 assists in 13 games this year. He spent 10 games with Allen and 3 games with the Worcester Railers. Dylan Savenkov is a +2 through 2 games. This will be his 3rd appearance in a Utah uniform. It's his 5th different ECHL team. He is 6 feet and 207 pounds. Once again, the starting defensive pairing is Fairbrother and Dunn. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, it's their top forward line tonight. Cole Fonstad, we mentioned him 2 years ago with the Cleveland Monsters of the American Hockey League. He had 15 goals and 15 assists. He was a star in the WHL with 2 different clubs, including the Everett Silvertips. He actually was part of a championship team back in 2019 in the WHL with the Prince Albert Raiders. That year, he averaged more than a point a game. Fonstad will be wearing number 42. He is 5'10" and 167 pounds. Cole Gallant has 12 assists. He is tied with Derek Dashke for the club lead. And he'll be in the starting lineup, and Briley Wood's also going to get the start. Wood scored Utah's lone goal this past Saturday against Indy. Wood has 3 goals and 8 assists in 17 games. So starters again are Wood, Gallant, and Fonstad. You will also see the forward line of Adam Berg lined up with Luke Manning and Mick Messner. The third forward line tonight will have Aaron Aragon, who's back after missing 2 straight games. Third line center will be Cade Nilsson, who has 2 goals and 3 assists in 14 games. And Dylan Fitz is back. He missed the previous 4 games. Fitz is back in the Grizzlies lineup. Craig Armstrong had an assist on Saturday. He has 5 helpers in 17 games. Armstrong is a +2 this year. He'll be lined up next to Tyson Upper and Cameron Buell. The defensive scratches are Brian Yoon, Derek Dashke, Kyle Powell, and James Shearer. Powell is serving the first of a 6-game suspension. The forward scratches are Reed Lebster and Blake Wells. Lebster got hurt in the first period on Saturday, and that's a shame because he has been outstanding over the last 3 games. Lebster has 2 goals and 1 assist. He was maybe Utah's best player on Friday when they picked up a standing point against the Indy Fuel. Everybody make your pick to click as to who's going to be the number 1 star for the Grizzlies tonight. I'm going to go with Cole Fonstad in his Grizzlies debut. I think he's going to be quite a player for Utah. He signed an AHL deal with the Colorado Eagles yesterday and was reassigned to the Grizzlies today. Grizzlies are wearing a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. Kansas City is in an orange jersey with white numbers and black trim. There's black on the shoulders as well as a little bit of a black patch or black, a little bit of black under the elbow with white trim around the black. Now it looks like a crowd's filing in here on a Wednesday night. If you're in the West Valley area, come on down and join us, as looks like there's some good seats still available. We'll come back and have face-off on the other side. It's the Grizzlies and the Mavericks coming up next, as it's the first of a 3-game set. You've been listening to the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
That's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies are taking on the Kansas City Mavericks in the first of a 3-game set. Referee tonight is Trevor Wolford. The linesmen are Andrew Collins and Craig Peterson. The Connor McGahey matchup description would say ferocious brown bear versus unbranded range animal. Kansas City is in a orange jersey with white numbers, white lettering in the back, and black kind of trim towards those jerseys. A little bit of black mixed into the top of the jersey as well as under the sleeve. I'm excited to see Cole Fonstad making his Grizzlies debut. Fonstad will be on the left wing. Cole Gallant will take the opening draw. Briley Wood is to Gallant's right. A defensive pairing of Johnny Fairbrother and Kabori Dunn. Interested in seeing Andrew Nilsson making his Grizzlies debut for his third stint tonight. He was with the Grizzlies 2 and 3 years ago. Utah gets it out towards Kansas City as Kabori Dunn had it at the Utah line. He'll ice the puck as Kansas City initially won the faceoff as we get a whistle 10 seconds into the game. Everybody make your pick to click as to who's going to be the player of the game. I'm going to go with Cole Fonstad in his Grizzlies debut. I hear he's got a ton of speed, 5'10", and 167 pounds. Fonstad had been playing in Germany the last year plus. He's got 2 years of AHL experience with the Cleveland Monsters. Draws in the left circle. Max Androv will take it, but Gallant wins it for Utah. Around the net goes the captain, Johnny Fairbrother. Head towards Fonstad. He'll push it out to neutral. Wood will dash it off the near wing boards. And rolling along the wall is Charlie Wright for Kansas City. He's 6'1" and 185 pounds. Borchard throws it on to Shield from the right point. Shield will outlet it all the way out to center ice. Casey Carew throws it back to Crawford. Now across as Kansas City will tap it off a stick. Borchard chases after it in the near corner. He gets a good push from Fairbrother. As done, will throw it behind his back towards Fonstad. It's jabbed away by Kansas City. Carew now behind the net. Now back towards Carew from Marcus Crawford. As puck rolls to the far side, Crawford will backhand it towards Borchard behind Utah's net. And a good defensive play by Luke Manning to take the puck away from him. Fonstad will brush it towards the Kansas City line and beyond. Grizzlies make a line change as David Noel for Kansas City leads all league defensemen in shots. Trying to get towards Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan, the former University of Nebraska Omaha captain, dumped it in, but not all the way, as Jensen pushed it back to neutral ice. As Luke Lowhite will feed it to the near side. Kansas City will toss it towards their bench area. Crawford dumped it in towards center ice. Kansas City's bench ducked out of the way. Puck along the near boards. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Adam Berg in his first shift tonight. He tried to drop it for Fitz. Fitz back after missing 4 straight games over to Jensen. The left point will roll it along to Cade Jensen, who tried to feather it out in front towards Berg. And it's tapped away by Mavericks goaltender Jack LaFontaine. Grizzlies get it up top. Left point to Jensen. No fire. Lefty shot gets redirected and goes wide as Nelson was net front guy. He got a piece of it, but the puck just trickled wide. Mavericks with a dangerous pass in front of their net as they'll fire it off the near boards. Puck goes back up top to Jensen, who will fire it off the end wall. Over to the right corner is Aragon, but Kansas City got their stride ahead of them, and they'll fire it off the far glass. As Grizzlies in the middle of a change, Cameron Buell gathers it center ice And he'll throw it back to Fairbrother. Fairbrother's out there along with Savankov as the puck gets brushed by Jackson Berezowski back towards upper, across to Savankov. He moves it to center ice. Grizzlies tapping out a play. Savankov outletted it out towards Craig Armstrong. So we get a whistle. 17:38 is left in the first period. We're just getting underway, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Wednesday with us. Don't forget that Healthcare Appreciation Weekend is going to be on Friday and Saturday night. That's Healthcare Appreciation Weekend presented by U of U Health. Kansas City wins the neutral zone draw. Taking it for the Mavericks was Damian Giroux, who's got one game of NHL experience with the Minnesota Wild 2 years ago. Fairbrother fires it off the far boards. Mavericks dance around. Nate Konecki feeds it to center ice. It's picked off by Armstrong, who skates along the left wing, steps over the attack line, drops it for Fairbrother, trying to brush it back towards Armstrong. It kicks off his skate. Mavericks moving out to center ice. Pascal Laberge up ahead towards McPherson, who skates in along the right wing. He gets taken off the puck on a good side check by Fairbrother. Now behind the net, Kansas City gets pushed by Savankov. Mavericks feed it up top. McPherson over to Konecki, back to the left side. Mavericks look to center it. It glanced off the stick back towards the far wing boards. Rolling along the board is Giroux. Right corner as Berezowski spins it back around. Left point kept in by Wright, who spins it back behind the net for Berezowski. It rolls along the far boards for Buell. Back towards Wright, firing towards the net. It's cut off in the far circle by Armstrong, who clears it back into the Maverick zone. Grizzlies reshuffle the deck personnel-wise. Pass picked off. Andrew Nelson left side with a slap shot, and is blocked by McLaughlin. Nelson announcing his presence with authority here in the first 10 seconds of his first shift as a Grizzly in his third stint. Nelson wearing number 6. He wore that number in the AHL with Stockton in the 2019-2020 season. Nelson ices it all the way down. As we play on, no icing call. McLaughlin moves it back to center ice. Nielsen gets it from Dunn. Nielsen fanned on it, but moved it just enough for Wood to cross center ice and backhanded in. Nielsen's off the ice. Good first shift for the big guy, listed at 6'4", 230. Josh Thrower, normally a defenseman. Grizzlies center it towards Gallant. Gallant bobbled it for a second, regathers it, throws it towards the right point. He'll move it across to Jensen. Left side, lefty shot. Blocker saved by LaFontaine. Battle along the near corner as Jensen gets pushed by number 3, Wright, the first-year pro, Charlie Wright, who played in the WHL with Saskatoon the last 5 years. As the Mavericks will carry it out to neutralize. They cross center, and lightly dumping it in is McLaughlin. Shield plays behind his net. Grizzlies, Savankov will tap it off a Kansas City skate. Borchard skates to the far corner. Savankov with a big hit. Jensen engulfs the Maverick. Now left side, righty shot goes wide. That was taken by Borchard. Puck in the near point. Grizzlies jab it away from number 22. And that was Casey Crew, one of 12 forwards for Tato had tonight. Left side, Manning with a shot that's blocked. Grizzlies towards the middle. It's brushed away by Borchard. Puck to the right point. Nielsen feeds it to the corner. As Mick Messner skates the high slot. Lefty shot saved by McLaughlin. Grizzlies hacking away. Does Manning and Berg. Utah feeds it back up top to Nielsen. He'll get to the right side for Manning. Fires towards the net. Saved by McLaughlin. Rebound. Kansas City loses it as Messner over to the right side. Drops it back for Nielsen. Andrew Nielsen gets it brushed away. Mavericks clear it out. And it looks like it's going to be icing on Kansas City. Arm is raised by the linesman. 14:37 left in the first. Boy, Nielsen's off to a pretty good start. He was along the right wing, just kind of skated into traffic, looking for kind of a good scoring chance. Grizzlies have done a good job here early on, creating traffic in front of Jack LaFontaine. Utah's taken the first 3 shots on goal. Still no score, but the Grizzlies have initiated quite a bit of action here early on. Fitz and Aragon are on the ice right now. Both guys are back after missing a handful of games. Fitz missed the last 4 games. Aragon missed the last 2. Cade Nilsson was one of Utah's best forwards on Friday in the 4-3 loss to Indy. He's taking the draw for Utah. Up top is Nilsson and Fairbrother. Grizzlies rolling with 5 defensemen. The pairings might be switched up a little bit from time to time. Grizzlies won the draw. Nilsson over to the left side for Fairbrother. Skates in now around LaFontaine's net. Gets it to Nilsson. Right side shot saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes towards the near corner. Loose puck taken by the Mavericks. They'll move it down to center ice. It bounced off a Borchard stick. And Androv will brush it to the Utah line where it's taken by Nilsson. Over to Aragon, who crosses center ice along the near side. Aragon will squib it into the corner. He gets cut off by McPherson. As the Mavericks will push it towards the far side. Mavericks 2-on-3 crossing center ice. Skating over the attack line is Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan, the former University of Nebraska Omaha captain. He gets pinned along the end boards. as the Mavericks get it out to the corner. Centering pass is picked off by Shield, and he dives in front of the crease to cover up. 13:52 left in the first period. Grizzlies have really done a pretty good job holding on to puck possession. They've taken the only 4 shots here so far. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
13 minutes, 52 seconds left in the first period. No score. Grizzlies have taken the only 4 shots. Shot count will be certainly interesting. Over these last 7 games, all of them Grizzlies lost, as Utah has been outshot by 7 or more in every game. And Kansas City is another team like Indy that does a good job controlling the shot count. Grizzlies win the draw, done. We'll move it towards Buell. Gets double-teamed the far side. Buell will push it out to center ice. Kansas City skates back in, low height, along the far boards. He gets pulled along towards the boards by Dunn as the puck hits a stanchion, rolls towards Shield. Shot saved by Mavericks score as they take a 1-0 lead. Armstrong was out in front of Shield, and the Mavericks just poke it past the goal line. And it's Nolan Sullivan getting the goal, which is his second for the Mavericks this year. As the puck hit a stanchion and just wobbled towards the net. Sullivan was in the area. Armstrong was trying to box him out, and Sullivan somehow was able to get the puck around Armstrong and poke it past Shield. It's an unassisted goal. You can almost give an assist to the far stanchion there as the puck just hit off it and then just kind of wobbled towards the crease. Sullivan scores 6:35 into the first period. Mavericks win the draw at center ice. McLaughlin will dump it in. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from high atop section 114. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Riley Wood will carry it out to center ice. He'll push it to Fairbrother, who negotiates his way across the offensive line over towards Fonstad. Left point shot is blocked by the backside of right, and the puck wobbles towards the Utah line. Run down by Savankov. He'll push it towards Fonstad. Fonstad in his Grizzlies debut over to Savankov. Right wing feed to center ice. Connects towards Wood. Wood had a goal on Saturday night. Stops along the far boards after stepping over the blue line. Gets to Gallant across towards Nilsson, who couldn't reach it. If Nilsson can't reach it, nobody can. He's a big guy at 6'4" with a long reach. Out to center ice, done to Gallant, who drops it for Fonstad, wearing number 42, which was previously worn this year by Nick Pastorius. Fonstad, deep in the Grizzly zone, rolls it to the near side for Nilsson along the boards to Messner, who wobbles it towards the point. Mavericks keep it in. Now Messner gets it back. He'll push to his right. Pass goes tape to Manning, who steps over the offensive line. He gets it pulled away. As puck back at neutralize, Fonstad near the Mavericks bench will fire it in. Grizzlies make a full line change. We're 7.5 minutes in. Mavericks lead 1-0 on an unassisted goal by Nolan Sullivan. Out to center ice along the near boards. Glances off the stick of Andrew Coxhead, who's wearing number 20, first-year pro. As Jensen across towards Savankov. Rink-wide feed to the left side goes to Berg. Berg to the near goal line. Skates around the net. He gets pushed in the back. Berg strong with the puck. Gets up top towards Savankov. Puck bounced off his stick out to neutralize. That was kind of a tough one for him to handle. As Marcus Crawford skates horizontally near the Kansas City line. Mavericks skating from left to right. Skate down the middle. Androv, an assist machine, will get to the center ice. No backhanded in. Casey Crew throws it towards Borchard. It taps off of Nilsson stick, and it flies into about row 12 of section 125 as a fan comes away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. They'll take home a souvenir. Actually, it looks like they're still looking for it. And a guy in a Mitch Maxwell black jersey will come away with the puck. He'll hand it to a kid. Draws give me the left circle. 11:41 left in the first period. Mavericks lead 1-0. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Fairbrother around his net. Over towards Aragon, who will bank it off the near boards. It goes to center ice. Bouncing puck. And Andreov gets spun around by Fitz. Fitz with the puck along the near board. Tried to center it towards Nilsson. Pass behind him. Nilsson gets off the far boards. Over to Nilsson, who got it across off the glass for Fairbrother, who pushes it to the near goal line for Aragon. Aragon had the referee in the way. As he lost the puck, Aragon continues to battle. Puck behind the net. Fitz gets up top to Fairbrother, who shuffles to his right. He's now on the high slot. Gets to Fitz near side. Righty shot goes over the head of LaFontaine. And the momentum off the glass goes all the way to center ice, does the puck. Nilsson over to Fairbrother. Both guys were third-round picks in the NHL. Ahead to Fitz at the Kansas City line. He'll fly it in. Puck off the glass as Fonstad gets back checked. Mavericks come out with the puck. Borchard will move it to his left. Mavericks crossing center ice. Dumping it in is Andrew, but he missed the pass from right. And so icing is on Kansas City. 10:47 is left in the first. It's the opener of a 3-game series. We've mentioned before, Friday and Saturday nights are Healthcare Appreciation Weekend presented by U of U Health. Your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. Fairbrother and Nilsson stay on the ice. And with the Grizzlies rolling with 5 defensemen tonight, those guys are going to get quite a workout in this evening. Gallant will take the draw. He's got 12 assists this season. 9 of those assists came in the month of November. As Kansas City wins the draw, they sky it out to new tries. Fairbrother calms the puck down, gets towards Gallant, and trying to get it ahead to Fonstad. Pass goes wide the mark. Far goal line. Wood gets there about the same time as the Maverick as the puck glides towards the near boards. Schoonbart gets spun around by Fonstad. Mavericks get it out to Sullivan. He's down the middle of the ice, so fired off the far boards, and he'll gather it. Now he loses it as Wood at neutralize. Gets ahead to Gallant, who steps over the line, stops in the right point, trying to get it back to Wood, and it's tapped away by Sullivan's stick. Mavericks come along the near side. His right gets it ahead. Mavericks cross center ice. Schoonbart over the line. He was a key member of last year's club. He tried to throw it towards the far circle. Grizzlies clear it back to the Kansas City line. As the Mavericks skate from left to right here in the first period as we see it. Jake McLaughlin dances around the Kansas City line. Now he pivots, does a half circle, dangles the puck back and forth. Now he'll move it to right in the near side. Out to center ice. It brushes off of Berezowski's stick. He played with Newfoundland last year. He was a good growler against the Grizzlies last season. In 6 games, Jensen pins the Maverick towards the near boards. Kansas City looking for a wraparound out in front. And it goes wide of the mark as they were looking for Berezowski, who gets it back right side. His shot is sticked away by Dunn. Chasing after it towards the far boards is Giroux. Grizzlies poking out to the Kansas City line. Running it down is Messner. He skates towards the right side. Tried to center it to Berg. Pass behind him as Berg was cutting towards the net. Berg to the near side. Gets to Savankov. He skates back to the Grizzlies zone. He throws it behind his back looking for Berg. Pass nowhere near number 19. Adam Berg in his second year with the Grizzlies. Mavericks to the right side. McCallum with a righty shot that hits the side of the net. He fired away from the right wing. Big time hit delivered by Fairbrother. As Grizzlies get it ahead to center ice, looking for Cameron Buell. Pass goes over his stick and all the way down for an icing with 8 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first. Grizzlies took the first 4 shots of the game. Kansas City has responded with 3 unanswered. The Grizzlies are 4-1-1 when out shooting opponents this year, but they are just 1-9-1 when they've been outshot. Best chance Grizzlies have had so far. Messner was cutting along the right side, tried to center it to Berg. Pass was just behind him. Berg's one of the fastest Grizzlies. He started the year in the EIHL with the Nottingham Panthers. He played in 9 games in Nottingham and had 1 assist before he came back to the Grizzlies for his second year. He had 9 goals with the Grizzlies in 50 games last season. Out to center ice after winning the draw. Buell trying to feed it towards the middle of the ice. It's picked off as Buell was looking for upper. Dumping it in is number 28, Borchard. He's about as fast as anybody on the ice. Out to center ice as it taps off a couple sticks. Upper tries to run it down, and he'll jab it into the far corner. Good hustle by Tyson Upper. Has been a good two-way forward for the Grizzlies this year. Carew will fire it across. Borchard gets it off the wall. Skates to the left side. Drops off for Andreov, who skates to the far goal line. Tried to center it, and it was played with a high stick by Carew. The Grizzlies did a good job getting active sticks out in front of the net. As Andreov's centering pass was picked off by a Grizzly stick, it flew about 7 feet in the air, and Carew played it with a high stick to stop play. 8 minutes and 20 seconds are left in the first. And the Mavericks lead 1-0 as Nolan Sullivan scored unassisted, 6:35 in. Sullivan will take the draw for Kansas Cade Nilsson. Nilsson's father He's a head coach in the EIHL. His father was a pretty good player in his own right. Mavericks win the draw. Wright dumps it in. Nilsson will saucer it all the way towards Fitz. It goes past him all the way to LaFontaine, who will fire it off the far boards. Mavericks get hit along their bench to Sullivan on Nilsson. Nilsson's a strong two-way forward. He plays a great defensive game, and he also plays hard every shift. Mavericks come out of the pile with the puck as Wright will carry it across center ice. He'll tap it off the near glass slowly. Chasing after it is Sullivan. He collides with Jensen. Grizzlies with the puck as Fitz skates along the near side to neutralize. Fitz will backhand it across. Grizzlies over the attack line. Shot is blocked away. That was taken by Savankov on the right side. And Savankov's got a lot of energy on that wrist shot. He's a pretty good player. Schoonbart moves it across left point. McLaughlin gets it off the wall. He'll push it to the corner as big time hit delivered on low height. And that was Aaron Aragon getting physical. Puck towards Berezovsky. Slot shot. Save. Rebound shot. Hits the post. Crawford the right side gets it. He'll move it across. Mavericks left side. Fire lefty shot that goes wide. That one was taken by McLaughlin. Now Kansas City centers it. Aragon picks it off. They'll move it ahead. Grizzlies over the attack line. Gallant gets double teamed, and the double team took the puck away as the Grizzlies make a line change behind the play. Kansas City slice it along the near boards. Nilsson gets it. He'll push it back to the Utah line for Dunn. He'll get it to Nilsson at center ice. Nilsson will fire it in. Puck along the boards. LaFontaine cuts it off. Less than 7 minutes left in the first period. Mavericks lead 1-0. Nilsson left point. Fires towards that. Got redirected. LaFontaine makes a save as Gallant redirected it out in front on a Nilsson shot. Left side. Mavericks over the attack line. Nilsson with a good defensive play to take it away from Pascal Laberge. Nilsson's off to a pretty good start for the Grizzlies in his 2024-25 Utah debut. It's his 14th game overall. He played in 10 games with Allen, 3 with Worcester. As puck along the near boards, skating in is Coxhead around Utah's net. As Savankov cuts him off, Coxhead hits the ice as Fonstad will fire behind Utah's net to Jensen. Jensen spins around as Coxhead chases after him. Now a turnover. Kansas City runs it down along the near boards. Getting the loose puck is Thrower. He centers it. It bounced off of Fonstad's shin. Fonstad runs it down. He collides with Thrower, but Fonstad moves it out to neutral ice. As Coxhead at center ice will wobble it into the far corner. Chasing after it's McCallum. He gets there before Jensen. McCallum will fire it off of Savankov. As Jensen battles, now Savankov rejoins the play. 2-on-2 battle over in the far corner of the Grizzlies zone. 5:38 and counting left in the first. Puck goes back to the left point, and the Mavericks will squib it towards the right corner, where the puck has bounced quite a bit here early on. Messner throws it to Jensen. Grizzlies did a good job winning that puck battle. Grizzlies had a lot of those against Indy last week. Jensen behind his net. Jensen's a big defenseman. He'll fire it off the far boards. Taken by Buell at the Kansas City line, right wing, and he'll fire it into the left corner. As Upper around the net for Armstrong. He battles. It's sticked away by Carew. Puck goes up top. Fairbrother across to Nilsson. Back to the left side for Upper. He swings and didn't get much on it as Wright took his time and space away. Puck along the far boards for Nilsson. It goes past him. Nilsson hustles after it. Center ice. He gets back checked. Androv takes the puck. He'll skate along the far side. Try to center it towards Carew. Androv keeps it back in. Shot. Saved by Schill. And Adam holds on. Androv didn't have much of a passing angle. Eventually took a backhand shot. Shield made a save and did a good job making sure that Androv didn't get another look. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first period. It's the Mavericks 1 and the Grizzlies nothing. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Kansas City leads 1-0 as Nolan Sullivan scored unassisted, 6:25 in. We've been skating 5-on-5 this entire time. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 7-6. Luke Manning has 2 shots. 5 other Grizzlies have 1. For Kansas City, Sullivan leads the way with 2 shots. 4 other Mavericks have 1 shot each. Draws in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from right to left here in the first period. Mavericks win the draw. They try to get towards right in the near point. He was skating a different direction, so the Mavericks will set things up in their own end. As McLaughlin gets a neutralize, he'll saucer it all the way towards Borchert, who skates into the right side. He'll solicit it to the left side. Androv lefty shot is deflected and it goes out of play. I'm not sure that shot got to Shield. It was blocked by either Fitz or Nielsen, who was standing near Androv when he took the shot over in the left circle. 4 minutes, 30 seconds are left in the first. Both teams will reshuffle the deck. Grizzlies' defensive pairings are going to be shuffled all night long, with Utah rolling with 5. Grizzlies, once again, are without 3 really good defensemen. Brian Yoon, Derek Dashke, and James Shearer. Dashke, despite this being the 5th straight game that he's been out, he's been one of the best defensemen in the league, still among league leaders. Noel with a blast on the left side after Kansas City won the draw, and that goes wide. Boy, David Noel, I'm surprised the glass is still in one piece after that blast. Mavericks back in their own end. Will push it out to center ice. Sullivan races after it. No icing. All looked like Jensen hustled over there just enough to get the icing call. Good job by Kay Jensen. Sullivan with good speed was skating along the far side. Puck went all the way towards Shield, and Jensen was able to hustle enough for the linesman to call icing with 4:13 left in the first. A lot of action in the league. We'll go over that during the first intermission. Draws in the far circle, and it's won by Kansas City. Both teams have 7 shots so far. Mavericks lead 1-0. Low height crosses center ice. So push to his left. He glanced off a Gallant stick and hippity hops towards Schoombart. But the Mavericks are offside. Good job by the Grizzlies challenging Kansas City at their blue line. Draw's going to be at neutralize. Despite the 7-game losing streak, Ryan Knaswich and Christian Horn are pretty optimistic about this series. Knaswich talking with one of Utah's forwards on the bench. Fonstad's on the ice. He's standing next to Pascal Laberge. Draw won by Kansas City. They're at center ice, left wing. Firing it in is McPherson. Justin's his first name. Collision behind Utah's net as the Maverick lost his helmet. And that's Drew, who skates off the ice. His helmet is laying along the end boards in the Grizzlies zone. Kansas City dumps it in. It goes around the helmet. As now the Mavericks spin it back along towards the far side. It's gathered by Wood, who backhands it. Mavericks kept it in somehow. Left point. They fire towards the net. Sticked away by Jensen. Over on the far side, Kansas City's Coxhead gets pushed by Fairbrother. Coxhead feeds it up to the left point. Konepke over to McPherson towards the middle. High slot for Laberge. His shot is blocked. It was blocked by Gallant. Grizzlies out to center ice, but Fairbrother comes off. He's replaced by Nilsson. Mavericks have the puck at their blue line. McPherson falls down. Now backhanded to head towards Coxhead. It glanced off of his stick towards Nilsson, who pushes across to Dunn. Dunn back to Nilsson along the near boards. He's at the Utah line. Ahead towards Mann, who had a glance off his stick at center ice. Nilsson back, left side crossing center ice, and he'll fly it in. It ricochets off the end boards on one hop of the ice. LaFontaine rolled along the far boards. Right, gets back checked by Berg in the far corner. Messner jabs at it. Messner trying to get the puck. He got held up by McCallum. Out to center ice. Coxhead near the Grizzlies bench. Gets it ahead. And over to the right side, McCallum dumps it in as he'll chase after it. Centering pass towards Thrower. Thrower didn't get much on it. Glanced off his stick towards the near side. McCallum gets the loose puck. He'll move it to the right corner. Mavericks next make that Androv high slot. Shot is blocked away. Puck to the left corner. As Kansas City throws it back towards Androv. The helmet is still laying behind Schill's net. As Androv feeds it up top. Now across to McLaughlin, right point. He'll backhand it to the corner. McCallum lets it go. As Kansas City gets hit in the back on the far side, but they move it back up top. Mavericks dance around. They fire towards the net. Does right. He swung and missed. Manning in the left side. He crosses center ice. He'll dump it in. He's trying to get around McLaughlin, but he's stuck along the near boards for about a second, taking away his progress. Mavericks back in their own end, spread the ice. Kansas City will negotiate their way out to center ice. Carew, right side crosses center. Now he steps over the blue. He gets taken off the play by Savankov, who's a physical player. He's got a good shot. I'm really impressed with Dylan Savankov. Looks like he's going to be a keeper. 3rd game of the Grizzlies. Right side, Armstrong crosses center ice. He'll dump it in and chase after it. Armstrong, the first-year pro. Mavericks along the far side, get it back. as Sullivan, who's got the lone goal tonight, will push it to center ice. It glanced off a Grizzly stick. Now ties the back of their line as Jensen head towards Nilsson, and Nilsson will fly it into the Maverick zone. LaFontaine throws it behind his net as Gallant pitches to the right point for Aragon, who drops it for Nilsson. It glanced off of his stick. Kansas City gets it. 1-on-3, they cross center ice. Mavericks skate horizontally towards the right side. Now low height will button hook and skate back towards the Mavericks bench. Now he pivots and skates back towards the middle of the ice in his own zone. Ahead to Crawford on the right side, who fires it across towards the Mavericks bench. Low height over the line. He gets a good shoulder check from Nilsson. Low height gets it back, left point. Righty shot goes wide. 45 seconds left in a quick moving period as Grizzlies get it back near side. Nilsson over to Nilsson. No relation. Cade Nilsson and Andrew Nilsson head to center ice for Aragon, who dumps it in. Grizzlies will switch up and get 5 fresh skaters on the ice. First of a 3-game set as Kansas City gets pushed along the near boards by Jensen as Drew goes down. As Jensen's been physical here in this homestand. Fitz lifts McPherson's stick, so he couldn't get the puck. Kansas City will skate back into their own end. Konepke will button hook and get it towards the Utah line. Oh, one of the linesmen got hit with a puck with 13 seconds left in the first, as looked like the pass was towards the right point, and Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, is going to look over one of the linesmen as Jensen and a Maverick were both going for the puck, and it looked like the puck went off a stick onto the face of Craig Peterson, one of the linesmen. Trevor Wolford's the referee. Andrew Collins is the other linesman, and Craig Peterson's the one that got hit with a puck. It was either a puck or maybe a stick came up and got him. 13.3 seconds left in the first. Peterson's got a towel. It looks like he's going to skate off the ice. So we may go with one linesman here until Peterson gets patched up. Craig Peterson, he normally is a referee. Sometimes you see him officiating Ogden Mustangs and Utah Outliers games. Peterson actually had to act as a referee one game. I think that was against Newfoundland Thanksgiving week when the referee was too sick to officiate. So Craig Peterson will get looked at in the Grizzlies locker room. Peterson's from the Utah area. Andrew Collins, also from the Utah area, will drop the puck at neutral ice. It looks like they're kind of scraping away some of the blood. Hopefully Craig Peterson's okay. 13.3 seconds are left. Draws at neutral ice, Grizzlies territory near dot. Face-off won by the Mavericks. McPherson will fire it off. It looked like almost bounced off the other linesman, Collins. Now McPherson trying to dump it in. Collins, well, he was bracing himself for dear life. We're down to one linesman. Collins trying to do anything he can to stay in the game. Puck at neutral ice. Time runs out. Puck along the near side. Mavericks were thinking about dumping it in. And Andrew Collins, he just had to duck and hope the puck didn't hit him. Well, Grizzlies took the first 4 shots tonight. Kansas City responded with 8 of the next 11 shots in the game. The only goal was on assist on kind of a fluky bounce as the puck bounced off the far corner stanchion and just kind of bounced towards the crease. Sullivan was battling Craig Armstrong. Sullivan got the puck and was able to fire it past Shield as he scored unassisted. 6:35 in. That's how the Mavericks lead 1-0. Didn't have a single power play on either side. With the 48 penalty minutes the Grizzlies had on Saturday, they are no longer the team with the fewest penalty minutes in the league. Kansas City's got a pretty good special teams unit this season. And, well, we have yet to see either team's special teams units. Kansas City, on average, outshoots their opponents by 8 per game. But it was pretty even in the first period. Kind of a crazy bounce led to the only goal in the first period. We'll recap the first 20 minutes and also go over some league scores and some NHL scores as well. After one period, it's the Kansas City Mavericks 1 and the Utah Grizzlies 0. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your adventure class.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
First intermission here at Maverik Center. Kansas City leads Utah 1-0. Nolan Sullivan scored unassisted, 6:25. Sometimes in hockey, you have an evenly played first period, and the difference in the game is just some fluke bounce off a stanchion that just kind of had the puck wobble towards the net. Armstrong was battling. Sullivan was in the area. Almost looked like Sullivan had to get his stick around Armstrong to get the puck, and then once he did, was able to fire it past Adam Scheel, and that's the game's lone goal. Neither team had a power play in the first period. Adam Scheel for Utah saved 7 of 8. Jack LaFontaine saved all 7 for Kansas City. For the Grizzlies, Luke Manning had 2 shots. Messner, Fitz, Gallant, Cade Nielsen, and Dylan Savenkov each had 1 shot on goal. For Kansas City, Nolan Sullivan had 2 shots, but the leader was Max Andreov, who had 3 shots. Andreov is one of the best players in the league last season for Kansas City, and he's certainly a key contributor here tonight as Androv's on that top forward line with Cade Borchard and Casey Carew. Last year, in 63 games, Androv had 19 goals and 54 assists. Androv also appeared in 5 AHL games with Coachella Valley. And in the postseason last year, in 15 games, Androv had 15 points, 6 goals, and 9 assists. So Androv with 3 shots, Sullivan with 2. Then 1 shot each for Landon McCollum, as well as Jackson Berezowski, no relation to Jake Barczewski. And 1 shot also for Damian Giroux, the former NHLer who spent 1 game with the Minnesota Wild in the 2022-23 season. When we come back, we'll go over some other league scores. We'll also get a check of the Mountain Division standings, as this is a big series for the Grizzlies to get back on track as they are looking to end their 7-game losing streak. After 1 period, Kansas City leads Utah 1-0. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
First intermission, Kansas City leads 1-0. Other league scores, looks like 4 games have gone final. In overtime, the game played this morning, Iowa defeats Toledo 3-2. As the Iowa game winner was scored by Miura. Not many shots taken. Iowa only had 22 and Toledo had 16. And the time of game was 2 hours and 44 minutes. Iowa with a 3-2 overtime victory over Toledo. Iowa's record goes to 11-5-3. Toledo with the overtime loss, the record falls to 12-5-4. Toledo does have a lead in the Central Division by 3 standings points over the Iowa Heartlanders. Kyle Mayhew's Fort Wayne Comets are in third place with 21 points. Mayhew currently leads all league defensemen with 19 points on the year. Other games have gone final. Adirondack defeats Worcester 7-4. In overtime, Idaho gets a 3-2 victory north of the border in Trois-Rivières. Ty Pelton-Bice scored the overtime game winner a minute 24 in. Connor McEachern and Hank Chrome added goals for Idaho. Trois-Rivières had a 2-0 lead after one period. Idaho responded with two unanswered in the second period, and then Pelton-Bice got the overtime game winner 124 in. Matt Register and Hank Chrome picked up the assists. Idaho outshot Trois-Rivières 40-19. With the victory, the Steelheads record goes to 11-7-1. They've got 23 standings points, but they stay in third place in the Mountain Division. Tulsa right now is in first place with 25 points and a .694 point percentage, as Rob Murray's done a good job with that crew. Oilers are 7-3 over their last 10 games. Kansas City is 11-6-1-1. They've got 24 points, a .632 point percentage. Mavericks are 5-4-1 in their last 10 games. Wichita is in fourth place in the Mountain Division with 21 points and an even 500 point percentage. Although Tahoe really is fourth in terms of point percentage. Right now they're at .588, and they have 20 standings points in 17 games. Tahoe has a record of 5-4-0-1. They are the Grizzlies' opponent next week for a 3-game series. That's the first time the Grizzlies will ever be in Tahoe. That'll be a fun series. Grizzlies are in the first of a 3-game set against Kansas City and the fourth of 6 straight here at Maverik Center. One other game that's gone final, Fort Wayne defeats Cincinnati 2-1. That game just barely went final. Kyle Mayhew was left off the scoring sheet. He did have 2 shots for the Comets. Heppen got the game winner for Fort Wayne, 7:42 into the second period. Cincinnati's had a rough one this year. Their record falls to 2-11-3. With the victory, Fort Wayne, their record goes to 11-5-1. One other game that's going on right now, second intermission over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. Allen leads Tahoe 3-2. Tahoe scored the first 2 goals of the game, but Allen got second period goals from Easton Brodzinski as well as Mark Duart and James Hardy. Callan and Robbins had first period goals for Tahoe. Tahoe does have a 26-17 shot advantage. Right now, after 2 periods, Allen and their 3 unanswered second period goals lead Tahoe 3-2. The attendance in that game is 1,962. That was kind of a fun year. I think the Yankees ended up winning the World Series. So that might be the year they played the Giants in the World Series. And that might have been the year, if I'm thinking correctly, the one where Willie McCovey in Game 7 lined out to second base. I think Bobby Richardson ended up catching the final out. 1962, the attendance over in Allen, Texas tonight. Here at Maverik Center, Kansas City leads 1-0 as Nolan Sullivan scored unassisted, 6:35 in. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores. As after one period, Kansas City leads Utah 1-0. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh.
First intermission, Kansas City leads 1-0 on the unassisted goal by Nolan Sullivan, scored 6:35 into the first period. 2 games in progress on national TV. 5 minutes are left in the third period. Boston leads Chicago 4-2. Some of the scoring in that game looks like Brad Marchand has 2 second period goals for Boston. He He gave the Bruins a 2-1 lead, 2:58 into the second. Then he scored 5:03 into the second period. Jason Dickinson scored for Chicago, 18:23 into the second period. Dickinson, the former Dallas Star. I always like the fun facts every now and then. Jason Dickinson's brother, Josh Dickinson, is a former Grizzly. Morgan Geekie has a third period goal for Boston. That gave them some insurance as he scored 5:02 in to give the Bruins a 4-2 lead, and that's where it sits with 5.5 minutes left in the third period. Boston is on the power play trying to ice up the game. 9.5 minutes are left in the third period. Toronto leads Nashville 3-1. And in that game, Austin Matthews has 2 third period goals. He scored 31 seconds in on a snapshot. And then 2:29 into the third, he scored on a backhand attempt. Mitch Marner picked up the assists on both of Matthews' goals. And then on a power play, William Nylander scored on a wrist shot, 5:06 into the third period. Marner also with an assist there, as Marner has assisted in all 3 of Toronto's third period goals. Halfway through the third, Toronto leads Nashville 3-1. 2 games starting at 8 o'clock. Vegas and their 16-7-3 record are at Anaheim, who's 10-10-3. And also at 8 o'clock, Dallas and their 16-8 record. Dallas got a 2-1 victory over at Delta Center on Monday night against the Utah Hockey Club. Dallas's road trip continues as they take on the LA Kings, who are 14-8-3. For the Utah Hockey Club, they are off until Saturday, where they will face the Buffalo Sabres. That's going to be an 11 a.m. start in the Mountain Time Zone on Saturday. For the Colorado Avalanche, how about yesterday's game? Buffalo had a 4-0 lead over Colorado after one period. The Avalanche went on to score 5 unanswered. Lehkonen got the late goal with 4:22 left in the third period as the Avalanche defeated Buffalo in a crazy comeback, 5-4. The Avalanche's next game is tomorrow night. Their road trip continues as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Boy, what a road trip for Colorado. It seems like they've been out on the East Coast for quite some time. It's a very busy night in the National Hockey League as there will be 9 games played tomorrow. Well, here at Maverik Center, Kansas City leads 1-0. We had mentioned the 2 new players, Andrew Nilsson, who's a new player, but he's also in his third stint with the Grizzlies. He had some good shifts early in the game. Nilsson wearing number 6. That was the same number he wore in the AHL with the Stockton Heat. I think he also wore that number when he was with the Toronto Marlies. Nilsson, 2 years ago, was the Grizzlies All-Star representative. And part of that was due to a 6-assist game that he had against Kansas City on the road on November 5th of 2022. Nilsson, I think most of those assists were on the power play that night. The 6 assists tied a Grizzlies single-game franchise record. Tim McGauley had 6 assists against Wichita in December of 2019. And interestingly enough, McGauley had 6 assists, which tied a team record. He also broke a team record with 7 points. And he was not the number 1 star of the game, as Ty Lewis had 4 goals and I think 2 assists in that game to lead the Grizzlies, who ended up defeating Wichita 8-2. Well, we'll come back and have second period action as Kansas City leads 1-0. We will skate 5-on-5 when we come back in 2 minutes. You've been listening to the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Now some stats of the first period. Kansas City had 5 scoring chances among their 8 shots. Grizzlies with 2 scoring chances in their 7 shots. Kansas City won the face-off battle 10-5. Grizzlies had 11 hits in the first period. Kansas City had 5. Utah with 6 giveaways, and Kansas City had 5. Don't forget to join us this weekend, Friday and Saturday nights, for Grizzlies Healthcare Appreciation Weekend presented by U of U Health. Your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com, or call 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. Cole Fonstad is on the ice to start the second period. Fonstad played in Germany earlier this year. Last year in Germany for the Straubing Tigers, he had 10 goals and 12 assists and a plus 15 rating in 45 games. He also had 5 playoff goals in 12 games for Straubing last year. In 18 games this season, he had 3 assists for the Tigers. He signed an AHL contract with the Colorado Eagles yesterday, and he was reassigned to the Grizzlies today. Fonstad, a 5th-round pick, 128th overall by the Montreal Canadiens back in 2018. He's on the ice to start the second period with Briley Wood and Cole Gallant. Gallant will take the draw to start the second period. Dunn and Fairbrother are the defensive pairing. We saw Fairbrother paired up quite a bit with Andrew Nelson, as Utah is going with an odd number of defensemen with 5 tonight. And so for that, we won't necessarily see consistent defensive pairings throughout the game. To start the second period, Max Andreev will take the faceoff. He's got Cade Borchard to his right and Casey Carew to his left. Up top is Charlie Wright and Jake McLaughlin. Draw one by Kansas City. McLaughlin races to the left wing, crossing center ice, skates along the near boards. Kansas City skating from right to left in the second period. Over to Borchard. He'll tap it off a Fairbrother skate. Wood will backhand it ahead towards Fonstad. He gets it brushed away by Wright. As Casey Carew and Neutrice will dump it in. And Andreev pushes Fairbrother along the near corner. Both guys battle for a loose puck. Gallant gets back checked by Borchard. As Carew along the left wing, roll it to the corner for Borchard. Glances off of his stick. Dunn will backhand it to the far corner for Fonstad. As Grizzlies slice it towards Wood. He couldn't crowd the bouncing puck as it slides all the way towards LaFontaine, who fires it to the end boards. Loose puck. Wood battles with McLaughlin. Puck goes to the corner for Carew, who advances it to the left wing for Sullivan. He gets the center ice, and he'll sky it onto Schill, who gloves it shoulder high. He immediately drops it as Jensen rolls along the near boards towards the Kansas City line. Messner Krause gets held up along his left arm by Noel as Messner got it towards Nielsen, who tried to get it back towards Messner, who gets it in the corner. As Messner will bank it to Nielsen, right point, he fires towards the net, gets redirected by Messner, stick, and it flies out of play. 18:51 is left in the second period. Kansas City leads 1-0. Nobody has taken a shot officially so far in this second period. McMessner led Grizzlies forwards in shots on goal with 53 in 14 games in the month of November. Luke Manning will take the draw. It's one on to Messner. Take a shot and hits the post. Messner gets the rebound on the left point. Dangles the puck. Now he gets to Jensen. Over to Manning. Left side. Lefty shot. Glances off a stick and it flies out of play. Boy, the best chance Utah had tonight was right there. Messner was on the right side and he hit nothing but post. Stick side on LaFontaine. Looked like Messner was in a spot where LaFontaine really didn't have good vision on Messner or the shot. And that post, boy, that's a sound that you never want to hear unless you're going bar down and you score that way. Draw in the far circle, won by the Grizzlies. They get it up top. Jensen will fire towards the net. Glances off a skate. Puck goes off the near boards towards Berezowski. He'll get to the Utah line and he'll dump it in. As Manning gets held up, he gets dragged down. As 2 Grizzlies and 3 Mavericks over there. Jensen comes out with the puck as he'll fire it off the far boards. Berg will power the puck to center ice. Kansas City gets it back. Konepke will fire it off the near boards. LeBerge gets it from Giroux as LeBerge rolls it along the wall. Berezowski, the puck kind of take a tricky bounce off the far corner towards the middle. Grizzlies advance up ice. Messner along the right wing, skates across Konepke. He'll take a shot. And LaFontaine makes a shoulder-high save. Konepke behind his net. 2 minutes into the second period. Advances to the right side. Now back to Konepke. Will drag the puck to neutralize. So flip to his right for thrower. And he'll dump it in. Grizzlies gather it. Mavericks switch up forwards. Pass to the right side. Hits off of Aragon. Stick onto Fitz, who gets his stick lifted by Wright. Coxhead throws to the near corner. Aragon in the area. Fitz battles, wearing an A on his sweater. Fitz will roll it along the boards. Fairbrother runs it down. He'll throw it back to Nilsson at the left point. Nilsson will skeet towards the circle, gets it back to Fairbrother. Fairbrother centers to Aragon. Shot. And McLaughlin took his time and space away as Aragon didn't get much on a shot. Now high slot. Fitz with a one-timer. That's blocked away. Kansas City clears it back to the Utah line as Fitz runs it down. He'll push it to Fairbrother, center ice. Fairbrother will veer off to his left. He'll drop it for Armstrong over to Nilsson. One-timer goes wide. He missed the net. Stick side on LaFontaine. Puck skips towards the far boards. Wright will push it ahead. Out to center ice. Coxhead will dump it in. As Fairbrother chases after it the far side. He'll move it across off the boards for Dunn, who gathers it astride before Borchard. Both guys wearing number 26. Dunn will move it to center ice for Buell, who pushed it back to Nilsson, make that Tyson upper. His name is my name, too. Over to Buell, right side, who faked it to Armstrong. Skates towards the corner as Noel pushed Buell as the puck rolls to the far corner. Jensen gets cut off by Borchard. Puck skips towards the end boards. Noel gets across to Crawford, who slides it to the near side for Crew. Moves to his right for Andreoff. Andreoff over the attack line, pushes to Crew, left circle. Sorry, pass, shot goes wide. As Crew was looking for Borchard out in front of the net. Borchard didn't get enough of a piece of it. Carew keeps it in, high slot over to Borchard, back towards Carew, couldn't reach it. He gets it off the far boards and slices it around for Borchard. He's in the near corner. Borchard, a great puck handler, gets around Jensen. He collides with Carew, his teammate. Carew in the near corner. Puck goes up top to Noel, who fires it across to Crawford, who was at neutral ice. Crawford gets it at the center red line. He'll move it across to Andreev on a horizontal pass. Andreev to Carew at the Utah line. He'll skate into the left circle, drops it for Noel. One-timer goes wide. Boy, Noel's got maybe the most powerful shot I've seen in the league this year. Over the line, Fonstad over to Wood, back to the left side. As Fonstad skates around the net, he gets cut off. Fonstad, right side, feeds it up top to Savankov. He'll fire it off the end boards intentionally. Kansas City gets it off the wall as the Mavericks will roll it around their net. Konepke will saucer it all the way to center ice. Schoombart at center ice as a glance off his stick towards the Kansas City line. Konepke will push it ahead. It goes to Sullivan at center ice. He crosses center, gets around Nilsson. Sullivan over the line. Savankov challenges him as Sullivan avoids Savankov's check. From behind the net, Sullivan feeds it out in front. It glanced off the stick. Grizzlies back the other way. Left side, Berg over the attack line. Skates towards the far corner as he knocks down a Maverick, and that's McLaughlin. High slot, Wood, righty shot, saved by LaFontaine. Rebound, Gallant battles. Kansas City boxed him out. Good job by McPherson for Kansas City. Out towards Schoombart. He'll nudge it ahead to Sullivan, who crosses center ice. Mavericks over the attack line. High slot, lefty shot. Is blocked by Nilsson's stick as it flies out of play with 14:51 left in the second. That's Andrew Nilsson, as there are now two Nilssons on the Grizzlies club. Cade Nilsson's been here the whole year. Both guys spell their last name a little bit differently. Andrew Nilsson spells it Nielsen, and Cade Nilsson spells it Neilson. Draws in the left circle. Looks like a bit of a family reunion out in front of us. Draws in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. Not many shots here tonight. Grizzlies have 9. Kansas City has 8. Mavericks win the draw, but it goes between the defensemen out to center ice. Mavericks push it to their left. Over the line, Berezowski. Left side, righty shot. Blocker saved by Shield. LeBerge dances around the near corner. He feeds up top to McLaughlin, who shuffles towards his right. Now he gets it back towards LeBerge, who's in the left point. His shot is blocked by Jensen. Jensen has to lead the team in blocks. If not, he's pretty close to it. Jensen seems to block a few every game. Out to center ice, right. We'll push it towards Berezowski, who dumps it in. Berezowski was in Grizzlies territory when dumping in at neutral ice. Mavericks overpower Jensen in the near corner. LeBerge in the area. Armstrong joins the play. Giroux falls down. Dunn will backhand it ahead to Manning along the far side. Manning gets to center ice. He skates down the middle. Now he steps over the attack line, lays to the right point for Messner. He'll take a lefty shot, and that's blocked. Mavericks come back the other way. Cox head to the left side. He'll step over the attack line. He'll push to the high slot. Mavericks skate in. Righty shot goes wide. Behind the net, Cox head battles. He gets hit by Nilsson. And Andrew Nilsson comes out with a puck. He skates down the middle. Nilsson pushes his right at center ice for Aragon. Aragon over the line, drops it for Nilsson. Bouncing puck. Nilsson trying to corral it. Puck to the left side. Fitz fires towards the net, and he misses over the top. Nielsen right side, across to Aragon, back towards Cade Nielsen. He'll take a shot. He scores! Cade Nielsen fired towards the net. Did it get redirected? No, it didn't. Cade Nielsen gets the goal as he gets his third of the year, and the Grizzlies tie it up. Good hard-working shift by the forward line of Aragon, Fitz, and Nielsen. Cade Nielsen got the puck along the left wing, fired at stick side. He hit iron, but the iron was kind. Cade Nielsen was out in front of the net. Fitz did a good job trying to take some time and space away from him. Didn't look like Fitz redirected it as it glanced off the near post and in the back of the net. Cade Nielsen with his third of the year. The assists go to Aaron Aragon, who gets his first assist of the season, as well as Andrew Nielsen. Welcome back to Utah. He gets his sixth assist of the year in total. The previous 5 assists, I believe, were all as a member of the Allen Americans. Nielsen had 3 assists against the Grizzlies in November in 4 games. Grizzlies over the attack line as we're tied at 1. About 7 minutes into the second period. Armstrong behind his net over with Buell. Kansas City takes the puck away as Casey Crew will slice to his left for Andreoff. Andreoff around Savankov. Andreoff near goal line tries to center out in front. It bounced off a Dunn skate. Grizzlies come back the other way, skating from left to right. Buell across the center ice, trying to dump it in. No call on the play as Buell got cut off as he was trying to split a double team. Left wing, Mavericks over the attack line. Crew centering pass, shot to score. Crew to Borchard to the back of the net. And the Mavericks, just like that, take a 2-1 lead. Beautiful pass by Casey Crew. He was along the left wing. He found Borchard cutting towards the net. Borchard got the pass with ease, and he just roofed it over Schill. You're almost wondering when Cade Borchard will get that AHL call-up. He's been one of the best forwards in the league, and he put it on display with his great playmaking ability. He's a great passer, and when he gets the puck in a position like that, he knows how to score goals as well. Borchard with his 12th goal of the season. The assists go to Casey Crew, got the main assist, which is his 4th of the year. And Nate Konepke also gets an assist, which is his 3rd of the season. Time of goal 7:16 in as Grizzlies cross center ice 3-on-3. Gallant over the line. The puck kind of bounced off his stick, but he's able to corral. Fonstad fires towards the net, saved by McLaughlin, or made by LaFontaine. As Wood trying to get it back towards Nielsen. Gallant shot, saved by LaFontaine, who goes down as Fonstad was battling with McLaughlin out in front. As Grizzlies in the attack zone, Wood trying to get to the middle. Gallant got a stick lifted by a Maverick defenseman. And the Grizzlies reset. Actually, it was Sullivan, one of the forwards, kind of acting in as a defensive role. Schoonbart left side, lefty shot goes over Schill's glove as it glances off the glass. Dunn out to center ice. Racing to the attack line is Savankov. It looks like he's got pretty good speed. Actually, that's Adam Berg, one of the fastest Grizzlies of them all. Savankov can move pretty well as well. Low height near the Grizzlies bench. Will backhand it across to Noel. Noel will slice it to the left wing. As a stick out in the way as the puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Giroux was chasing after the puck was Berezowski. As Grizzlies out to center ice. Puck hit ops to the Mavericks zone. Marcus Crawford gets the loose puck. He'll squib it out to center ice. Mavericks corral it. As skating down the middle is LeBerge. He'll skate to the near corner after losing control of the puck. Jensen delivers a hit on LeBerge. Now the Mavericks try to center it out in front. It goes wide. Berg gets the puck. New tries. He'll tap it off the near boards and chase after it. He gets around Noel, but Crawford gets it back to Noel. He's in the near corner of the Mavericks zone. He outlets it to center ice. Savankov challenges Berezowski. Mavericks get it to LeBerge, who dumps it in. Mavericks make a full line change. Long-range pass towards Fitz. Glances off of his stick. It flies towards the Utah bench. Out to center ice. Mavericks will squib it to the Utah line. Savankov will throw it back to Shield. Running it down is Fairbrother, who skates around Utah's net. He'll pitch it back to Savankov, who's in the Grizzlies' far corner. Long-range pass ahead, directed towards Aragon. A glance off a Kansas City stick. Mavericks get it back. Konepke, left side up ahead. Pass goes tape to McCollum. He tried to find a cutter out in front of the net, and that was Coxhead. As Fairbrother glances into Shield. Out to center ice. Fitz gets back checked by Coxhead. Nielsen, Cade Nielsen will dump it in from new tries, chasing after it. As Kansas City will brush it to the near boards. Mavericks out to center ice. Goes to Andrew Nielsen. Across to Jensen, who gets to center ice, and he'll solicit it in. LaFontaine will drop it as Konepke gets pushed along the boards by Armstrong. Puck to the middle of the ice. Upper, backhand shot is kicked away by LaFontaine. We're halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. The Mavericks have the puck skating from right to left. They'll saucer it all the way to the Grizzlies zone. It's kicked by Shield towards the near corner. Running it down is McCallum. He's behind Utah's net. Loses his balance, gets it back, gets around Jensen. He'll push it to Borchard. Back up top to McLaughlin. It goes past him all the way towards LaFontaine. Mavericks lead 2-1. They scored 6:35 into the first period with Sullivan unassisted. As the Mavericks skate back in, Andreoff, high slot, lefty shot. Misses wide as he missed the net stick side on Shield. McLaughlin's slot shot is blocked by Dunn, who gets the puck. Dunn races to center ice. Grizzlies 3-on-3 cross center and dump it in. Far corner. Dunn gets cut off, and the Mavericks get control back. Carew crosses center ice wearing number 22. He's got good speed. Steps over the attack line, gets around Savankov. Carew screws himself towards the ice in the near side, taking it to Savankov. He'll get it out to Wood, who directs it to center ice, looking for Fonstad. Pass behind him as it ricochets off the far boards. And icing is on Utah with 8:56 left in the second. Cade Nelson scored 6:32. He scored from the left wing with Aaron Aragon and Andrew Nelson getting the assists. The Kansas City just about the next shift. About 45 seconds later, 7:16 in. Retook the lead as Borchard scored with Casey Carew and Nate Konepke getting the assists. Grizzlies win the draw. They're in their own zone. Fonstad gets out to neutral ice. No push it at as Fonstad got blasted by a Maverick. And I believe that was David Noel, number 23. Mavericks in control of the puck. Grizzlies make a line change. Skating down the middle, pushing it to the left side is Schoombart. Sullivan's been active tonight. He'll chase after it. Nielsen will clear it all the way out. No icing on the play as one of the linesmen says it got redirected by a Kansas City stick, and we're playing with just one linesman, it looks like, as Craig Peterson, one of two linesmen, got hurt. Peterson's actually standing in the Grizzlies tunnel as we get a whistle. Puck was skating towards the Utah line, and it's either a high sticking penalty or it was played with a high stick. Messner skating to the penalty box. It looks like it's a high sticking penalty. So Messner goes to the box. 8 minutes, 21 seconds are left in the second period. McMessner gets 2 minutes for high sticking. And when we come back, Kansas City will be on the power play for the first time tonight. It's the Mavericks 2 and the Grizzlies 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
8 minutes, 21 seconds left in the second period. Mavericks are on their power play for the first time tonight as McMessner got 2 minutes for high sticking. Kansas City is 15.3% on the power play this year. Grizzlies penalty kill is 54.5%. As Kansas City was skating towards center ice along the near boards, and Messner just whacked him with a stick upside the face. Messner's in the box. Max Andreev will take the draw for Kansas City against Utah's Cole Gallant, the second-year pro out of Western Michigan. He crouches down low. Draw one by the Mavericks. Wright moves to the corner. Fairbrother chases after it. Wright will move it to the right side. Now back to Wright. He's down the middle. He's trying to get to Borchard. Pass goes wide. Savankov clears it out, but just to center ice. It bounced off of Craig Peterson, who just returned to the game, one of two linesmen. Andreev skates the near corner. Gets up top to Wright. Left point. Lefty shot goes wide. He missed the net. Stick side on Shield. Noel throws it behind the net. Now Borchard near goal line. Pushes to Andreev. Andreev directs it to Borchard. Near goal line. Back to Andreev, who spins around. He'll push it to Wright. High slot. Wright dangles. Now gets to Andreev. Is in the left side. Or to Borchard near goal line. Centering pass out in front is kicked away as they were looking out in front of the net towards Schoombart. Grizzlies fired off the near boards. Borchard gets it to Andreev. Mavericks in the attack zone as Andreev throws to the right point. Nobody was there. Crawford chases after it in the Maverick zone. Grizzlies make a quick line change, getting four fresh skaters on the ice. Crawford About 10 feet in front of LaFontaine. Now he skates north-south. He skates down the middle, crossing center ice. He'll push to his left. Off the boards, looking for LaBerge. Passes about waist high. Crawford, shot saved by Shield. Grizzlies clear it out. 45 seconds left in Kansas City's power play. Grizzlies once again make a change. Their second line change of the penalty kill. Crossing center ice. Crawford, a push to his right's picked off by Manning. He'll drop it. Skating down the middle is Berg. High slot lefty shot. Kick saved by LaFontaine. Manning rolls it around Kansas City's net. Nielsen hustles after it. He gets it near the near corners. He gets the loose puck. He gets pinned towards the boards by Crawford. Or make that Drew. As now Nielsen breaks free. Kansas City with the puck. Manning challenges at the Kansas City line. Mavericks will move it to the left side for Drew. Steps over the attack line. He'll skate towards the left circle. Lefty shot. He scores. And it's a power play goal for the Mavericks. Boy, that puck kind of had eyes. As Damian Giroux gets his 5th of the year. And just like that, it's a 3-1 Kansas City lead. That was one of those that came off Giroux's stick, kind of funny. Oh, there was Maverick cutting in front of the net. I don't know if that took some of the vision away from Shield. Giroux, after spending one game in the NHL with the Minnesota Wild, has made the rounds a little bit. Last season, he spent 30 games in the AHL with Rochester. He also spent 17 games with the Jacksonville Icemen. Giroux gets a power play goal to give the Mavericks a 3-1 lead. Savankov runs down the puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from left to right. Savankov out to center ice, long-range pass to Wood off his stick. It flies into the Mavericks zone. LaFontaine behind his net will slice along the wall. Sullivan battles with Savankov, puck to center ice. Schoonbart gets to the Utah line, tried to move it to his left as he was looking for low height. Low height couldn't gather it as he looks up to the heavens, knowing they should have had it. Upper out towards Fonstad, pass picked off. Schoonbart's got a breakaway. He'll throw it towards the middle, back to Schoonbart. Shot! What a save by Shield! As the Mavericks had a 2-on-0. Schoonbart moved it towards the middle, back to Schoonbart, and Shield makes the stop with 5:49 left in the second. It's the Mavericks 3 and the Grizzlies 1. As Drew scored on a power play, 13:37 in, with Jackson Berezowski getting the assist. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. Mavericks had a 2-on-0 as Schoonbart was robbed by Adam Shield. Almost looked like by the time Schoonbart got it back on the 2-on-0, he was a little bit too close to Shield to really have much of a shooting angle. As he just fired it into Shield's pads, and really the impressive part wasn't necessarily the save as much as Shield corralling the puck to make sure that Kansas City didn't get a second chance. Draws in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. Mavericks win the draw. LaBerge, he's in the high slot, fires a righty shot. Glove saved by Shield in the butterfly position. He holds on with 5:44 left in the second. Shots been pretty even so far tonight. Grizzlies with 15 shots. Kansas City has taken 14. Fans making some noise. Drew takes the draw and wins it on Fonstad in his Grizzlies debut. As Drew drops it for Berezowski. Left side, righty shot. Saved by Shields. He absorbed it in the breadbasket around the Grizzlies logo at the front of his jersey. He holds on with 5:35 left in the second. Shot count a little bit late on the Kansas City side. They took 2 shots after 14 were listed. They're probably at 16 shots now. Gallant will take the draw against Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan has been one of Kansas City's best forwards. Sullivan kicked out of the circle. Actually, it's Drew that's kicked out of the circle. And LeBears will take the draw. It's won by Kansas City. Konepke, left point, will roll it along the boards. Behind the net, Drew gets it. Drew danced around. He's got a good amount of AHL experience. We mentioned the one NHL game. He'll throw it towards the right side. Berezowski, one-timer, is blocked away. Fonstad gets the puck, skates to new try, so push it is right for Wood. Wood steps over the attack line, over to the right side, try to get towards Fonstad. He couldn't reach it. Puck along the near boards as Wood collides with Berezowski. Coming out is McPherson. He'll push it around Kansas City's net to Konepke. He's along the far wing boards. He'll backhand it all the way towards McPherson. He gets off the near wall. McPherson over the attack line. Mavericks make a line change as McPherson centered it right into Fonstad's stick. He'll get it to Fairbrother. Right wings it to Gallant, who danced at new tries. He'll push it ahead looking for Fonstad. Pass goes wide of the mark. Thrower, right wings a pass that goes tape to tape. Mavericks skate to the right side. Berezowski, righty shot, saved by Shield. Puck flies into the near corner. It stays in play. Grizzlies get it ahead. Berg taps it off the Messner stick. Along the right side, Mavericks over the line, spinning around and dumping it in is McCallum. As Grizzlies behind their net. Will break out to the left side for Messner. Bouncing puck. Kansas City pushes it back to the center red line. As Grizzlies do a smart thing and not playing the puck as they're making a change. As dumping it in from center ice is Crawford, who's in his second stint with Kansas City. As he was with the Mavericks about 3 years ago. Manning over the attack line, tries to center it out in front. It kicks off the LaFontaine towards the far wing boards. Dunn dancing around in the corner. They try to skate towards the net. It gets cut off and taken away from the puck is Borchard. As Grizzlies from the left point fire it in. As McCallum dance around in the nearest circle. He'll saucer it out to center ice. Borchard gets around Savankov with the puck. Borchard centers it out front towards Andreev. It bounced off the waist of Dunn. Now Andreev at the far goal line. Dangles the puck. He's being shadowed by Dunn. Andreev to the right side, across towards Wright, who gets it off the wall near side. He'll push it to Borchard behind the net. As Borchard gets leaned into by Savankov off the end wall. Grizzlies come out with the puck as Fitz to the right side. Will squib it into the far corner. Cade Nilsson chasing after it. He got pushed in the back, couldn't accept it. Aragon gets held up by Wright. Puck to the near corner. McLaughlin gets pushed along the near side by Aragon. McLaughlin hits the ice. Fitz right side. Now Aragon, lefty shot, sticked away by LaFontaine. Aragon runs it down. He'll push it towards Fairbrother, far wing boards. Back to Aragon. Aragon switches places with Fairbrother and lays it for him. Grizzlies captain throws the Fitz at the far goal line. Tried to nudge it back towards Upper. Puck to the far corner. Upper has it go between his legs. Andreev with the puck. So gets a new tries. They'll toss it to the Utah line. And Grizzlies did a good job protecting the line. Looks like the linesman, Andrew Collins in particular, says Kansas City's offside with 2:43 left in the second. Good to see Craig Peterson back in action, one of 2 linesmen. He missed about the first 10 minutes or so of the second period. Draws at new tries. Sullivan will take it for Kansas City against Tyson Upper. Draw one by the Mavericks. Konepke moves to his right. McPherson over the line. He gets blasted by Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson, the big 6'4", 230-pound defenseman. Behind the net, losing his balance with Schoonbart. Grizzlies with Cameron Beal. Gets out to center ice. Armstrong gets it one-handed away by Konepke. Now Armstrong gets it back right side. He's over the line. Armstrong fires towards the net. It's blocked by Konepke's stick. Armstrong pushes back towards Upper from Beal. As Upper tattoos the near boards to Dunn in the point. Now back to Andrew Nilsson, left point. His shot is blocked. Buell runs it down along the far boards, just outside the corner. He gets double teamed. Grizzlies switch up around him. Kansas City comes out with a puck. Mavericks, the defending Western Conference champions, as Buell skates towards the corner. He gets dragged down. No call. Grizzlies haven't had a power play yet. Kansas City had one, and they scored on it. Gallant on the right side. Brushes it back towards Fonstad. Fonstad pivots. Feeds up top to Savankov. Over to Wood. One-timer didn't get much on it in the high slot. Puck rolls towards the end boards. Kansas City will fire it off the near wall. Savankov calms the puck down and gets it towards Fonstad. He moves to Fairbrother. Left side. Skates towards the corner. Pivots. Now he pivots again. Fairbrother throws it towards the middle for Savankov, and it's picked up by Schoonbart. He'll nudge it ahead to Sullivan, who gets to center ice. No backhanded in. Puck skips off the ice towards the end boards and off it. Savankov faked it from Shield on to Fairbrother. Back to Savankov. He's in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. He'll toss it to center ice. It glanced off a Fonstad stick. Mavericks in control of the puck. Crawford with an A on his sweater will helicopter it towards Shield. Shield gets the puck and moves it towards the Utah line. Now across to Savankov. Left wing pass connects to Fonstad. He gets around to Maverik. Lefty shot. Glove save by LaFontaine. But what a great play by Fonstad getting around to Maverik, finding himself in the far circle, and he fired away. LaFontaine had to make a really quick glove save to deny Fonstad. And that's a playmaking ability I think Ryan Kanasowicz is hoping to get from Cole Fonstad. Fonstad put together a pretty good move, and what a nice Statue of Liberty type save that LaFontaine had to make right over his left shoulder. 54.5 seconds are left in the second period. Kansas City leads Utah 3-1. We'll go over all the scoring during the second intermission. Draw goes towards the near corner of Kansas City's zone. Run down by Carew. Carew's got good speed. He crosses center ice, gets around Manning. Carew over the attack line right side, gets around Dunn, but Dunn took the puck away from him. Over to Manning, who advanced it to center ice for Berg. 2-on-2. Berg over the line. Centers it towards Messner. Shot saved by LaFontaine. As Crawford pushes Messner, as Messner tapped lightly onto LaFontaine. What a great play by the Grizzlies, though, as Berg ran down the puck in the far side, was able to find Messner cutting towards the net. And the pass from Berg was really about where you want it to be. Messner, once he got the puck, was maybe just a little bit too close to LaFontaine to really put a good shot on it. But LaFontaine was able to make the save. He got up a little bit slowly, did LaFontaine, as Messner ran into him. LaFontaine listed at 6'3", 209 pounds. He doesn't quite look 6'3". His pads actually are pretty small for a guy 6'3". Grizzlies win the draw. Nielsen left point will fire it off the end boards. Aragon chases after it. He hits the side of the net. 25 seconds left in the period. Nielsen over towards Fairbrother. Glanced off of his stick. Skating around the net is Low Height, wearing number 8. He'll tap it off the near glass. Gloved by Fitz, who leaped about 2 feet in the air. Andrew Nielsen will slice it across to Fairbrother. He's at center ice with the red line nearby. He fires towards the net, and he missed it stick side. Nielsen, 3 seconds left. Throws it towards Fairbrother. Glanced off a Low Height skate. And that will do it for 2 periods here at Maverik Center. Kansas City led 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. Grizzlies tied it up at 1 as Cade Nielsen found the back of the net. 6:32 in. Mavericks scored less than a minute later, 7:16 in, as Casey Carew fed a great centering pass out in front to Borchard. Borchard collected and roofed it over a Shield. And then McMessner got a high sticking penalty, 11:39 in, and with 2 seconds left in the power play, it was Damian Giroux scoring his 5th of the year, with Jackson Berezowski getting his 5th assist of the season. We'll come back and recap the first 2 periods and also go over some league scores. Once again, after 2 periods here at Maverik Center, in the first of a 3-game series, it's Kansas City 3 and Utah 1. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's.
commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
After 2 periods here at Maverik Center, it's Kansas City 3, Utah 1. Grizzlies do have a shot advantage of 18-16 through 2 periods. Nolan Sullivan scored unassisted 6:25 into the first. Mavericks led 1-0 after 1 period. They outshot the Grizzlies 8-7. Cade Nilsson tied it up as he scored 6:32 into the second. He was in the left wing. He fired along the near bar, and the iron was kind as Nilsson got his third of the year. Aragon and Andrew Nilsson with the assists. Less than a minute later, and in fact, it was trying to do some quick math. 44 seconds later, Mavericks retook the lead as Casey Carew had the puck on the left side. Cade Borchard was cutting towards the net, and Carew's pass towards Borchard went tape to tape, and then once Borchard got it, he was about 5 feet in front of the crease and fired it over Shield to give the Mavericks a 2-1 lead. Borchard got his team leading 12th goal of the season. He's among league leaders. Carew and Nate Konepke with the assists. Konepke got his 3rd assist of the season. Mick Messner got a high sticky minor, 11:39 in. And with 5 seconds left in the power play, Damian Giroux found the back of the net. He got his 5th of the year as he scored from the left wing. Jackson Berezowski picked up the assist. For Utah, in their 18 shots, they're led by Mick Messner and Cole Fonstad, who each have 3. Fonstad had a pretty good look in the left side. He got around a Maverick, had a pretty good shooting angle in the left circle, and he just fired it towards the left shoulder of LaFontaine. And LaFontaine had to make a really quick save to deny Fonstad, who's looked pretty impressive through 2 periods. 2 shots each for Manning, Gallant, and Cade Nilsson. Nilsson obviously found the back of the net for Utah's lone goal. 6:32 into the second period. 1 shot each for Fitz, Wood, Aragon, Berg, Upper, and Savankov. For Kansas City in their 18 shots, Jackson Berezowski and Max Andreev each have 3. 2 shots each for McCallum, as well as Jackson Berezowski. And so 2 players, actually Berezowski also, well, let's start that over again. Berezowski and Andreev have 3 shots each. McCallum, Giroux, and Sullivan each have 2 shots, and then 1 shot each for Crawford, Schoonbart, Borchard, and LeBerge. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a 3rd period comeback in them. Kansas City's been an outstanding road team this year. They're 9-3-1 away from Cable Dahmer Arena, and the Mavericks, after 2 periods, lead 3-1. We'll come back and go over some league scores as the Mavericks have a 3-1 lead here at Maverik Center in the first of a 3-game series. Don't forget that Friday and Saturday nights will be Healthcare Appreciation Weekend presented by U of U Health. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. It's Kansas City 3, Utah 1 after 2 periods here at Maverik Center. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. Kansas City leads 3-1 after 2 periods. This is the only game going on in the league. Games have gone final. Iowa in overtime defeated Toledo 3-2. Adirondack got a 7-4 victory over Worcester. Idaho in overtime got a game winner from Ty Pelton Bice as the Steelheads scored 3 unanswered, and they defeat Trois-Rivières 3-2. Trois-Rivières got 2 goals in the first period. Anthony Beauregard found the back of the net, as well as Novak. Those were each in the first half of the first period. Idaho got second period goals from Connor McEachern and Hank Crone, and it stayed a 2-2 game throughout the second half of the second period and through the third period, as Ty Pelton Bice scored 124 into overtime, with Register and Crone getting the assists. Idaho outshot Trois-Rivières 40-19. Fort Wayne got a 2-1 victory over Cincinnati. Fort Wayne's record goes to 11-5-1. Cincinnati falls to 2-11-3. A game that just went final a couple minutes ago. Tahoe defeats Allen 4-3. Sloan Stanek got the game-winning goal for Tahoe, 6:48 into the third period. And it was certainly a tale of 3 different periods. Tahoe led 2-0 after 1 period on goals from Callan and Robbins. Allen scored 3 unanswered in the second period as Brzezinski, Dewar, and Hardy found the back of the net. Robbins scored his second of the game for Tahoe to tie it up 4-12 into the third, and Sloan Stanek won it for the Night Monsters 6:48 into the third period. Both teams had 1 power play goal. Tahoe outshot Allen 37-31. Night Monsters 3 and the Night Monsters 4 and the Americans 3. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL games, 4 of them tonight, and we'll also talk some hockey along the way. And we'll talk about the 2 newest Grizzlies, Andrew Nilsson, as well as Cole Fonstad. And we'll also have Grizzlies trivia on the other side as well. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. 2 final scores in the National Hockey League. Toronto defeats Nashville 3-2. Austin Matthews scored 2 third-period goals for the Maple Leafs, and Mitch Marner had an assist in all 3 of Toronto's goals. As the Maple Leafs get the victory 3-2 over Nashville, Toronto's record goes to 16-7-2, while Nashville falls to 7-13-6. The other game that's gone final, Boston defeats Chicago 4-2. Brad Marchand had 2 goals, and Morgan Geekie also had 2 goals for the Bruins. Murphy had 2 assists for the Blackhawks. Boston with the win, their record goes to 14-11-3, and the Blackhawks fall to 8-16-2. After 1 period, Vegas leads Anaheim 1-0. Vegas' goal was scored by William Karlsson, 16:28 into the first period. 8 minutes are left in the first period. Dallas leads LA 1-0 as Wyatt Johnston scored 2:34 in with Jason Robertson and Rope Hintz picking up the assists. When we come back, we'll talk some hockey as the Grizzlies are looking to end the 7-game losing streak. And we'll also have Grizzlies trivia on the other side. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's go over Grizzlies trivia. There is one player on the current Grizzlies roster. In fact, he's in the lineup tonight. That is a former Kansas City Maverick. The question is, who is he? Who is the one former Kansas City Maverick that's on the current Utah Grizzlies roster? Interestingly enough, there is not a former Grizzly that's currently playing for Kansas City. There is one former Maverick that is currently playing for Utah. The question is, who is he? Kansas City won the Western Conference last year. They're missing quite a few players. Patrick Curry, one of their best forwards. He's not playing for them anymore. But, when you talk about Cade Borchard, he came into play time for third in the league with 11 goals, and he scored a second-period goal for Kansas City, so he's up to 12 on the season. Max Andreov has 18 points this season. He hasn't found the scoring sheet yet, but he's got 3 shots for Kansas City so far. It'll be interesting to see what happens here in the third period for the Grizzlies. They got to find a way to close the gap here, but I think if you're the Grizzlies, you have to like the way the shot count looks. Although in scoring chances, Kansas City does have a slight edge. Through 2 periods, the Mavericks have 8 scoring chances, and the Grizzlies have 5. But the Grizzlies do lead the shot count 18-16. Grizzlies are 4-1-1 when out shooting opponents. However, they are just 1-9-2 when they've been outshot. And over this 7-game losing streak, Utah has been outshot by 7 or more in every game. So we'll see what happens here tonight, as Kansas City's been a team that has been known to protect leads. The Mavericks, when scoring first, have a record of 9-1-0-1. They did score first. Mavericks really have been outstanding on the road, 9-3-1 away from Cable Dahmer Arena. So we'll see if the Grizzlies have a third period comeback in them. Grizzlies over the last 5 years have a record of 20-14-3. However, last year the Grizzlies were just 2-6-1 against a Kansas City team, which record-wise was about as good as anybody in league history. When we come back, we'll give you the answer. We'll give you some time to think about it. The answer to the trivia question, who was the one former Grizzly, or the one former Maverick that's currently on the Grizzlies roster. And we'll have third period action on the other side, as Kansas City leads Utah 3-1 after 2 periods. And remember to join us on Friday night, Healthcare Appreciation Weekend, presented by U of U Health. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. After this week, the Grizzlies will be on the road for a 3-game series against the Tahoe Night Monsters. And in Tahoe, that's Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. A very odd series where they don't play on Friday night. Thursday and Saturday next week will be 8 o'clock starts in the Mountain Time Zone. And Sunday, December 15th, will be at 4 o'clock. It's the Grizzlies' first ever trip to Tahoe. When we come back, we'll give you the answer to the trivia question. We'll also have third period action. Mavericks lead the Grizzlies 3-1. You've been listening to the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting. Mavericks are on their ice in their orange jerseys with white numbers, white lettering in the back, black on the shoulders, and black under the arms with a little bit of white trim there. For the Grizzlies, they head on the ice for the third period in a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. The answer to Grizzlies trivia, who is the only former Kansas City Maverick that is playing for the Grizzlies, and that is Dylan Fitz, who played in 2 games with the Mavericks in the 2019-2020 season. I imagine he joined Kansas City, and then the season got canceled in March of 2020. Fitz ended up playing 2 years later with the Orlando Solar Bears. In the 2 games with Kansas City, Fitz did have 1 goal. He was an even in the plus-minus category, so Fitz 1 goal in 2 games as a member of the Kansas City Mavericks back in the 2019-2020 season. Grizzlies will start the third period with, I believe, the same 5 that started the game, and that is Briley Wood, Cole Gallant, and Cole Fonstad. Fonstad in his Grizzlies debut, he just got reassigned from the AHL's Colorado Eagles earlier today. Fonstad had a pretty good look from the left wing. He was denied by LaFontaine. Fonstad has 3 shots through 2 periods, which are tied for the club lead with Mick Messner. And it's not unusual for Messner to be up there in shots. After all, he had 53 shots in 14 games in the month of November. Grizzlies are without 3 key defensemen in Brian Young, Derek Dashke, and James Shearer. Dashke, despite this being the 5th straight game that he's been out, he is still tied for 4th in the league among defensemen in both assists with 12 and points with 15. Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. It is Dunn and Fairbrother, the defensive pairing, with Fonstad, Gallant, and Wood. Taking the drop for Kansas City is Max Andreoff. It's won by the Grizzlies. Dunn back on the far side will pivot, spin around, and he'll backhand it to Fairbrother. Fairbrother tried to direct it to Fonstad. It stays along the near boards as Carew takes a seat. Kansas City along their net will bounce it off the far boards. Grizzlies, Kabori Dunn will fire it back, and it rolls on to LaFontaine, who cuts it off. He'll keep the play alive as he'll throw it behind his net to Jake McLaughlin. McLaughlin pushes to the near side as Charlie Wright gets a new try. First-year pro, the former Saskatoon Blade. He'll skate down the middle, push to his left. Mavericks over the line. Borchard left side across to Carew. A fire righty shot. It's blocked by Fairbrother. Puck along the far boards. Loose puck. As Carew brushes it to the far corner, it's taken by Dunn, who gets around Borchard. Dunn to the near side. Will skate along the near boards, and he'll flub it towards Fonstad. It goes past him. Crawford over to right as Grizzlies will switch up lines. Borchard crosses center ice. Mavericks do so in behind Borchard. Borchard over the line down the middle. Throw it to the right corner and chase after it. Jensen engulfs Borchard. Now Berg holds up a Maverick. As going down is Borchard. Nearby Jensen. Grizzlies will loft it to center ice. It's gloved and dropped by the Mavericks, who fire it to the near side. Loose puck, getting there about the same time as Sullivan and a Grizzly and Jensen. Jensen back to his feet as he got knocked down. 2-on-2 scrum in the near corner of the Grizzlies zone. As Sullivan holds his ground, Schoonbart gets pushed in the side by Jensen. Now Schoonbart with the puck. He gets pushed by Jensen. Schoonbart back to his feet. Puck goes towards Low Height. Low Height and Jensen battle. Jensen boxes out Low Height with the puck, and he'll throw it along the near boards. Crawford keeps it in. Right point, righty shot, kick saved by Shield. Jensen will push it towards the near point for Berg. Berg across center ice will fire it across to Messner off the wall. Messner gets around Noel. He tried to kick it out in front. It glanced off a skate and goes around Kansas City's net. Now left side, Messner rolls it along the boards. Berg gets cut off behind the net. Berg trying to push it out in front. It hits the side of the net. Kansas City will squib it towards the near boards. Puck to the left point. Messner fires towards the net. Kick saved by LaFontaine. Rebound. Nielsen gets there about the same time as Schoonbart. Kansas City comes out with it. Mavericks, Marcus Crawford steps over the attack line, surrounded by 5 Grizzlies. Will move it to Low Height near side. As Mavericks, before they get to the corner, Giroux fires towards the net. Got redirected and kicks off the Shields pads. Looking for the redirection was Berezowski, who's played a good game. Giroux near side dances around. Giroux gets pushed along the near boards by Dunn and gets divorced on the puck, does Giroux. Cade Nelson over to Berg, who gains the center right line, and he'll backhand it in. As McPherson gets there a stride before Nielsen. Cade, that is. Andrew Nielsen at the point trying to hold his ground. Mavericks will push it out to center ice. Fairbrother dangles the puck along the near boards, and he'll fire it around. LaFontaine cuts it off behind his net. As the Mavericks get it towards Pascal LeBerge, number 29. He lost it off his stick. As Grizzlies along the near boards, Buell gets bounced off the glass as he shakes his head back and forth. LeBerge crosses center ice, no backhanded in. Upper tried to relocate it, shoulder high. It goes all the way deep in the Grizzly zone. Utah clears it out as it wobbles outside like a spinning top. It's run down by McLaughlin, who skates and stops behind LaFontaine's net. Mavericks lead 3-1. Coxhead has a glance off his stick. Now Coxhead gets it back left side. He gets around Jensen. Andrew Coxhead over on the left side. Jensen boxes him out as Upper crashes to the glass behind Utah's net. Glass goes swaying back and forth. Coxhead gets pushed in the back by Fairbrother. Fairbrother leans on Andrew Coxhead. The puck goes to the far side as Jensen pushes a Maverick, and that's Josh Thrower. Normally a defenseman. He's playing forward tonight. Mavericks trying to start towards Thrower. Fairbrother pushes ahead. Buell will drag it out to center ice. He'll move it to Armstrong, left wing. Armstrong over the attack line. Stops. Rolls it to the corner. Buell couldn't gather it as McLaughlin chases after it in the far corner. Now McLaughlin gets it back. He'll carry it out to neutral ice. McLaughlin will drop it. Looking for McCallum. He couldn't get it as Wood pushes to Gallant. He crosses center ice. Gallant will sky it towards LaFontaine, who lunges and catches it about 5 feet in front of his crease. He holds on as the whistle blows with 15:44 left in the third. Well, I know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate everybody for choosing the Grizzlies tonight. Should be a fun series against Kansas City. Grizzlies do have a shot advantage of 20-18. We went quite a few minutes without a whistle, as looks like everybody that was in the concession stands in the second intermission are just now getting to their seat. As a draw, won by Kansas City. David Noel behind his net will push to the far side to the Mavericks. Will glance out to center ice. It bounced off Andreev's stick. Andreev rebuckling his helmet. That's done around Utah's net. Now the Grizzlies, Fonstad pushes out to center ice. Gallant couldn't gather it as the puck was skipping off his stick. As Fonstad gets it back left side, steps over the line with ease. He's got pretty good speed and quickness. Over to Dunn, right side shot. And a blocker saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes out to neutral ice, gathered by Borchard. 1-on-3, steps over the attack line, stops in the near point. Tried to throw it across. Vankov took it away, and he ices it. Arm is raised by both linesmen as well as goaltender Jack LaFontaine. Icing on Utah with 15:06 left in the third. Both teams will be off tomorrow. Hard to say whether each team will get a practice in or not. So there's going to be a lot of fun action here at Maverik Center this weekend. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com for Healthcare Appreciation Weekend this Friday and Saturday. Mavericks win the draw. Noel shot saved by Shield. And Noel really does have a rocket for a shot. He looked like he barely swung his stick and was able to get it to Shield almost instantly. Fonstad to neutral ice. Lose it. Noel will push it ahead. Pass goes tape to tape, right side. Sullivan centers it out in front. Looking for a cutting Schoombart. Pass goes wide of the mark. Now Schoombart behind the net. Skates to the near goal line. Trying to chip it in front. Fonstad took it away, and he'll tap it off the glass. It rolls back towards the middle as it hits a stanchion. Savankov gets it, and he'll skate behind Shield's net as the Grizzlies will get 4 fresh skaters on the ice. Savankov, one of 5 defensemen for Ryan Knaswich's crew tonight, will outlet it to center ice. It's picked up by LeBerge, who lost the puck in Mavericks territory. So Mavericks get to center ice, and the left wing pass connects. Mavericks left side. Righty shot is blocked away. That was taken by Berezowski from the left wing. As McPherson trying to tap it towards Berezowski as the puck wobbles towards the corner. Manning will move it out to center ice for Berg as the puck got about 7 feet of air under it. Messner gets to the Kansas City line. He'll fire it in deep. Fairbrother tried to move it towards Berg across near LaFontaine. Puck goes to the far point. Manning towards Andrew Nilsson. Feathered it across. It bounced off the shoulder of Messner. Mavericks come back the other way. 3-on-2. They step over the attack line and fire to the near corners. It skips McPherson to the right side. Gets around Andrew Nilsson's trip. Nilsson got tripped up. No call. As Nilsson trying to buy a penalty, but no purchase. Far corner. Manning brushed it behind Utah's net. Mavericks roll to the right point. LeBerge to Berezowski. Back to LeBerge, who fires towards the net. Blocker saved by Shield. Left side shot saved by Shield again. Manning trying to clear it out and fanned on it as it goes to McPherson. He'll drop it as Konepke. Far goal line. Centers out towards Berezowski, who shovels it in front of the net. Saved by Shield. Puck along the far boards. gathered by Thrower. Across to McPherson. He's on the right side all alone. McPherson trying to backhand it out in front, and he missed Giroux's stick. Puck to the far side. Mavericks center it out in front. It's taken away by Fairbrother as they were looking for McPherson. Fairbrother head to Messner. He gets behind the Kansas City defense, but the linesman says he's offside with 12:58 left in the third. Timeout on the ice. Nobody has scored here so far in the third period as the Mavericks still lead the Grizzlies 3-1. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
12 minutes and 58 seconds are left in the third period. Not much happening there in that first segment of the third frame. Both teams are up to 21 shots, meaning Kansas City has a 5-3 advantage here in the third period. Andrew Cox said the first-year pro will take the draw for Kansas City. Cade Nilsson will take the draw for Utah. Draw won by Kansas City. Fitz took it away from number 11, Landon McCallum. Fitz will dump it into the near corner. Aragon chases after it. He gets pushed in the shoulder by Charlie Wright. Now Nelson tried to feather it out in front. It's picked off. Aragon left side fires towards the net, and he misses wide. Savankov throws towards Fitz. Shot that gets redirected. Shot to score! I think it's Aaron Aragon getting his third of the year as the puck played Plinko a little bit. And Aragon fired it away as it's now a one-goal game. Puck just kind of redirected and had a mind of its own, and Aragon was able to locate it near the far goal line, and he put it past LaFontaine. Fitz took the shot, it bounced off the skate, then Aragon was at the far goal line, and he just slid it right under LaFontaine. It looks like Fitz and Savankov should get the assist as Aragon scored. 7:25 into the third period. Kansas City leads 3-2. This one's not over yet. Can the Grizzlies keep the momentum? Mavericks win the face-off at center ice. They fired onto Shield. Borchard looking for a centering pass. It glanced off of his skate. As behind the net, Andrew Nilsson gets double-teamed. Nilsson will kick it towards the far wing boards for Wood, who slides it to his left. Gallant chasing after it. Puck in the Kansas City zone near boards. Gallant gets blasted but gets back to his feet. As we get a whistle, it's going to be a penalty on Kansas City. Fairbrother drops it for Wood on a delayed penalty. He's in the high slot to push it to the far corner. As Gallant over to the center, it's taken away. As playing the puck is Andreoff. He touches it up. 11:59 into the third. As Aragon gets the goal, Savankov, and they gave an assist to Cade Nilsson. Apparently, according to the stat sheet I have on details in the goal, 7:25 in was Aragon's third of the year. As David Noel's in the box, as he just ran into Cole Gallant, as Gallant won a foot race along the near boards in the Kansas City zone. Noel knocked him down, and he gets a 2-minute penalty. 8:01 into the third period. 2 minutes for boarding. As David Noel in the box. Kansas City wins the face-off. They throw it around their net. Schoonbart, he's to the near side, and he'll saucer it all the way towards Shield. Shield will lay it to the near circle where Nilsson plays it. Nilsson was key for Utah's power play a couple years ago. Could be key on this one here tonight. Over to Gallant. He'll feed it to his left for Fonstad, who gets to center ice. He gets knocked down as he was chasing after the puck. Mavericks get it, and they'll sky it all the way towards Shield. Shield to the far goal line. Will brush it ahead to Nilsson. So Mavericks make a full line change. 1:30 and counting is left in Utah's power play. Messner over to Wood, and he'll fire it around the wall. Messner chasing after it. McPherson gets there a stride before him as Messner holds up McPherson along the near corner. Mavericks will fly it all the way towards Shield. Third time they've cleared it out here so far in this penalty kill. Grizzlies change things up. Shield behind his net gets it to Fairbrother, who moves to his left for Buell. Buell wearing number 11 will push to his right for Manning over the line. Manning trying to find a cutting Buell out in front. Pass goes wide towards the near corner. As Buell around the wall to Manning. He's in the right point. As Manning skates towards the circle, fits in the area. Manning towards Berg. Berg gets pushed by Konepke as the puck goes back towards Manning. I tried to throw it to the right point, but nobody was there. Fairbrother runs it down. He's in the Grizzlies zone. As Fairbrother gets the loose puck, now he veers off to his left, and he'll tap it to Buell across center ice. Buell will fly towards the right corner. Kansas City as McPherson. Manning tried to light him up, but just kind of McPherson kind of side-checked him as McPherson pushes Manning along the boards. Grizzlies slide it up top to Fairbrother, but it exits the zone. Fairbrother runs it down. 20 seconds left in Utah's power play. Fairbrother gets it. He's in front of Shield. He'll skate towards the far side as he surveys. Now Fairbrother down the middle, gets to neutral ice. He'll lay it for Jensen, who gets to center ice, and Jensen will wrap it around the boards. Berg gets a good shoulder check from McLaughlin, and that will do it for Utah's power play as McLaughlin throws it into the Kansas City bench. And play stops with 9:57 left in the third. I don't believe the Grizzlies got any shots on that power play. Both teams have 22. Here with 9:57 left, Kansas City leads 3-2. Only goal scored so far in the third period is Aaron Aragon, who got the goal with Cade Nilsson and Dylan Savankov getting the assist. We know about Savankov. I'm not sure about Cade Nilsson's assist, though, as Fitz was in the area taking a shot that eventually ended up in the back of the net. Kansas City wins the draw, dumping in LeBerge as he throws Savankov along the boards. Jensen gets the puck. Two Mavericks are laying in Grizzlies territory. Can Utah respond? Cade Nilsson moves to the right side for Aragon. Aragon over the line, gets towards Jensen down the middle, take a lefty shot, and he goes wide as he missed the net stick side. Wow, that was a good look by Jensen. Savankov over to Jensen. He's in the high slot. He fires towards the net. It ricochets wide. Aragon off the boards with a lefty shot that misses wide. As Cade Nilsson throws to Aragon at the far goal line. It's tapped away and off the protective netting. Good defensive play by Jake McLaughlin, who's played a good game. 9:21 left in the third period. Draws game in the Kansas City zone. Grizzlies doing a good job putting the pressure on to try to tie the game. Even though Utah didn't have a successful power play there, they appeared to have generated some sort of momentum offensively. As a guy in a Ryan Misiak jersey will give a young fan a souvenir. Grizzlies win the draw. High slot, Fonstad. Shot saved by LaFontaine. Puck goes to the high slot. Fonstad keeps it in. He dances around. Skates towards the net. His shot is blocked by Lowhite, and it flies out of play as somebody will come away with a souvenir vulcanized rubber disc. It is a little bit frozen, although by the time you get home with it, it won't be nearly as frozen. Fans over in row 3 of section 112 are trying to find the puck. Doesn't look like anybody can spot it yet. Oh, actually, she came up with it. They were looking for the puck, and it looks like a gal who brought her date to the game comes up with it in row 4. Kansas City wins the faceoff, and they'll sky it towards Shield. Puck bounces to Dunn. Now in front of the net, Mavericks dropping off. Shot is blocked away. It rolls off the end boards towards Shield. And a delayed penalty. It's going to be on the Grizzlies. As Kansas City runs it down in their own zone. David Noel will push it to Crawford near side. Mavericks 6-on-5 with their net empty on a delayed penalty. As Mavericks cross center ice. Andreev over the line. Splits a double team. Looking for a centering pass. And Mavericks couldn't get a shot off. Andreev skates towards the right side. Now he pushes to the circle, near side. Sullivan over to Noel. Back to Crawford. He moves to the left wing. Righty shot saved by Shield. Rebound goes to Berg, who touches up. 8:25 left in the third. Kansas City will be on the power play for the second time tonight. Kabori Dunn will go to the box. Dunn gets 2 minutes for hooking. 11:35 into the third period. They show the penalty on the replay. The Maverick was going after a loose puck about 7 feet in front of the crease, and Dunn did what he had to do to make sure Kansas City couldn't get after the puck. Mavericks looking for some insurance. Grizzlies looking for a successful penalty kill. Mavericks win the draw. Noel, he danced around on the right side. He'll push it towards the high slot for Wright. who moves to the left side for Androv. He directs to the far goal line, back towards Skumbart. Shot misses wide, near side. As a battle along the boards, Gallant over there with Messner. Kansas City gets up top to right, back to Noel. Right side, of push it towards the middle. Now to the corner, near side. Borchard to Noel, who feeds to right. He's on the right side. He'll take a lefty shot. Glove saved by Schill. He snatched it about waist high, and he holds on with 7:55 left in the third. Kansas City's power play was outstanding last year. This year, it's only 15.3%, although they are 1 for 1 tonight. They do have a lot of playmakers, guys like Andriov and Borchard, Schoonbart as well. And they've got defensemen who can really shoot the puck. So I imagine as the season progresses, that average is just going to go up. 7:55 left in the third. Mavericks lead 3-2. Kansas City wins the draw. Wright's on the right side. He'll shuffle towards his left. He's now in the high slot. Lefty shot. Saved by Schill. Rebound goes to Nilsson, and Andrew Nilsson clears it out. Andrew Nilsson is out there with Cade Jensen. The two forwards are Cade Nilsson and Adam Berg. Charlie Wright gets to center ice. He'll lay it back for Borchard, who's got a goal tonight. Over to his left for Androv. Left wing. Mavericks enter the zone. They'll push it across to Noel. It feeds it to Wright, who directs it back towards Noel. One-timer. That misses near side. Jensen thought about blocking it. Good thing he didn't. That one would have hurt. Noel, right side. Gets it across Andriov. He dangles the puck. He'll fire it off the end boards. Borchard with great hands was able to collect it. Androv back up top to Wright. Across to Noel. Back to Wright. He's now in the high slot. Wright dangles. Now he pushes to his left for Androv. Grizzlies shadowing him does Berg. Puck off the far boards. Now up top to Wright. Over to Noel. One-timer. That's blocked by Jensen. He's going to have a bruise on his backside, but clearing it out is Adam Berg. Good job by the Grizzlies four-man unit. As they come off the ice, Mavericks will switch things up as well. 22 seconds left in Kansas City's power play. 6:45 and counting left in the third. Mavericks lead 3-2. Grizzlies picking off at their blue line. Gallant lost it and jabbing it towards the net. As slant is McCallum on to Schill, who covers up. 12 seconds left in Kansas City's power play. 6:37 left in the third. As Schill is on one knee. That's going to leave a bruise on the right side of Jensen. As Noel fired that one probably 95 miles an hour plus. As they show the replay, that's got to hurt. You know, they talk about hockey players being tough, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, even though, you know, Jensen's well padded up, that thing still leaves a bruise, I imagine. Draws in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. Kansas City wins it. They're late in the power play, about 10 seconds left. LeBerge on the right side will squib it towards the corner. Svankov gathers the puck as he'll throw it towards Fairbrother. Coming out is Dunn as Fairbrother gets pushed towards the far corner. As the Grizzlies have it with Fairbrother, he's to the far side. As Dunn will skate towards the bench. As Fairbrother's out there with Svankov. Puck to the Kansas City line. Buell towed the line but couldn't play the puck. He would have been offside. As Crawford gets to neutralize, he'll nudge it ahead towards Lohai. He gets it tapped away. Buell will fire it towards the near boards. Jensen runs it down. He'll get it across as Nilsson head to Buell. He gathers it left wing. He steps over the attack line with some speed. Skates towards the near goal line. Less than 6 minutes left. Buell, now he's to the right side. He'll feed it up top to Jensen. Jensen danced around. Kansas City poked it away. Mavericks have a breakaway. But we get a whistle. I think Kansas City is going to get a penalty. Oh, tripping's going to be the call. Mavericks would have had an easy breakaway with Jake McLaughlin. He was at neutralized. Nobody in front of him but Shield. But the Mavericks get called for tripping. Utah's on the power play with 5:43 left in the third. It's Kansas City 3, Utah 2. We'll find out how this one ends on the other side. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
5 minutes and 43 seconds are left in the third period. Utah's on a power play as slashing was called on Luke Lohheit. Lohheit goes 6'1", 200 pounds. He's got 6 goals and 5 assists in 18 games. Time of penalty 14-17 into the third. Mavericks lead 3-2. Grizzlies trying to tie it up. Utah wins the draw. Nelson left side fires towards the net. It goes wide. LaFontaine had no clue where it was. Just looked like a scarecrow. Luckily for him, the shot went wide. Mavericks over the attack line. Skating down Broadway. Shooting is McLaughlin. Saved by Shield. As the Grizzlies just let McLaughlin walk right past him to get a good scoring chance on Shield. Andrew Nilsson lays it for Gallant. Watch out for him. He's a great distributor. Crossing center ice over to Nilsson. Over the line. He'll push it. Is right for Wood. He'll take a shot. Saved by LaFontaine. And he holds on. As well, a good play by the Grizzlies. Nilsson had the puck. He was at the Kansas City line. Just moved it to his right for Wood. Wood came in with all sorts of momentum. But just fired it right into the breadbasket of LaFontaine. That was a good play by the Grizzlies. Very creative at neutral ice to skate in with some momentum. Grizzlies up top at Fonstad and Nilsson, the two newest Grizzlies. As Kansas City wins the draw, they are affiliated with the Seattle Kraken. Borchard dumps it in, and he chases after it. He closed the gap quickly on Nilsson. Borchard trips up Nilsson, who's looking for a penalty. No purchase, though, as Gallant gets it from Nilsson. Nilsson back to his feet. Messner over to Gallant at center ice, skating down the middle. Moves it to his left for Messner. Messner getting around Borchard. Over to the right side. Wood shot. Saved by LaFontaine. Behind the net, all dangerous hit as Noel pushed a Grizzly along the boards. Fairbrother fires towards the net and is blocked by Crawford. As a Grizzly is down. Oh, that was a tough hit as Noel just pushed, I believe, Mick Messner, and it was Messner. As Messner luckily back to his feet. Grizzlies are going to have a 5-on-3 power play for 58 seconds. As Noel goes to the box. David Noel will join Luke Lohheit in the box, and Ryan Kanasowicz is going to use his one timeout right now. Timeout, Grizzlies. 4 minutes, 41 seconds left. They will have a 5-on-3 for 58 seconds. Holding is officially the call on David Noel. Who's going to be the guy to finish? We know Nilsson's got an outstanding shot. Andrew Nilsson, that is. Fonstad's got a pretty quick shot. Watch out for him, maybe on the left wing. That's where he's been hanging out at times tonight. Briley Woods had some good looks from the right side. Woods probably had 2 or 3 really good looks. In particular, one early in this power play from the right wing. Fun contest here at Maverik Center. Mavericks have outshot the Grizzlies 26-25. Kansas City led 1-0 after one period as Nolan Sullivan scored unassisted, 6:25 in. Grizzlies tied it up 6:32 into the second as Cade Nilsson got his third of the year. Less than a minute later, Cade Borchard scored 7:16 in. Mavericks later in the second period got a power play goal from Damian Giroux. Mavericks led 3-1 after 2 periods. Aaron Aragon closed the gap as he scored 7:25 in for the Grizz. And now Utah's on a 5-on-3 power play. Messner, Gallant, Wood, Fonstad, and Andrew Nilsson are on the ice. That's the 5 for the Grizzlies. 4 forwards, and Nilsson is the 1 defenseman. For Kansas City, taking the draw is Nolan Sullivan. Draw won by the Grizzlies. They trail 3-2. Fonstad in the left point. We'll move it towards Nilsson. He's just outside the right circle over to Fonstad. Who dangles back to Nilsson. One-timer saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes to Gallant left side. Over to Fonstad. Back to Gallant. As there's 4.5 minutes left. Gallant over to Fonstad. Back to Gallant. Back to Fonstad. He's down the middle. He dangles. Lefty shot. Goes high over the crossbar. Off the glass. Kansas City gets the loose puck. And they'll throw it all the way towards Shields. The puck glided along the far wing boards. 25 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Fonstad gets a new try. He crossed the center red line. Now he steps over the blue. Lays it for Messner on the left point. Over to Gallant. He battles with Andreev. Wood back towards Fonstad. He'll push it across to an open Nilsson. Nielsen on the right side, across to Fonstad. Back towards Nielsen, who faked the one-timer. Nielsen fires towards not get redirected off Messner. Stick and it goes wide. Mavericks get it. Andreev will backhand it. Fonstad kept it in near point. Over to Nielsen. Nielsen tried to center it towards Messner. It's picked off. Out of the penalty box. Lowheight's got a breakaway. Skates to the right side. He'll skate in. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Shield. He holds on with 3:35 left in the third. What a stop by Adam Shield, as coming out of the penalty box was Lowheight. He got a pass from Crawford, and Lowheight had a breakaway at all sorts of time. He tried to go low on Shield, but the Grizzlies goaltender makes the stop and holds on with 3:35 left in the third. All right, Lowheight all the way was going low on Shield, and it looked like Shield read him like a book. Draws in the Grizzlies zone. Utah still on a 5-on-4 power play for the next 52 seconds. Grizzlies win the faceoff. They've got a fresh set of skaters on the ice. Fairbrother over to Buell. Across to Manning near the bench area. Manning right wing will sky it in. Puck off the near boards. As Manning will throw it to the far corner. Berg runs it down. He gets their stride before Kansas City, but lost the puck, and another Maverick gets it, and they clear it all the way out. That was Nate Konepke that cleared it all the way towards Shield. 3:08 and counting left in the third. The Grizzlies hanging around. One goal game here is Buell crossing center ice. Buell over the attack line. Utah's 2-1-2 in one goal games this season. Buell left side shot saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes towards the near boards for Manning. Try to push it across. It glances past Buell. He races after it. Now Berg behind the net. Over to Manning, who swings along the near boards. As Fairbrother over towards Fitz. Fitz back up top. Fairbrother gets in the high slot. Noel out of the box. As we're skating 5-on-5, right wing shot is blocked by Konepke. Berg gets up top to Manning. Manning fires towards the net. LaFontaine will scoop it and make a save as Manning fired a low liner, and LaFontaine holds on with 2:29 left in the third. Draws going to be in the Kansas City zone. Cade Nielsen will take the draw. He's got Aragon and Armstrong out there. Savankov and Jensen are the defensive pairing, and we'll keep an eye on Adam Shield to see when he comes off for an extra attacker. As we're probably a minute away from Utah going 6-on-5 with an empty net if it stays 3-2. Mavericks win the draw. As Casey Crew along the far side, he'll push it ahead as it bounces at Andreev. He gathers it and gets it towards Borchard. Borchard high slot, righty shot is sticked away by Armstrong. Was about 5 feet in front of Borchard. Borchard lets it go towards the near side. Hustling after it. Kansas City will roll it along the boards. As it's jabbed away towards the near corner. Armstrong gets thrown by Andreev. Grizzlies come out with a puck. Cade Nielsen across to Savankov. 2 minutes left. Out towards Aragon left wing. He's challenged by Wright. Aragon will move it in. Jensen comes off. Grizzlies get some fresh skaters. 1:52 and counting left in the third. Mavericks lead 3-2. As they will just take some time. Time is on their side right now. We're skating 5-on-5. Mavericks. Charlie Wright will nudge it ahead. Out to center ice. Lowheight. He'll move to his right. He's now down the middle. Lowheight tried to get to his left. Andrew Nelson took it away. He'll move it to center ice looking for Wood, who tries to run it down. Now bouncing puck. Shield's still in there. As Maverick got around Nielsen. Left side shot. Saved by Shield. That shot was taken by number 26. That was Bradley Schoenbart. As Gallant down the middle. 1:19 and counting. Left wing pass connects to Messner. Skates towards the Kansas City corner. Messner holds his face here with the high stick. Shield is out. 6-on-5. Utah's net's empty. Nielsen couldn't corral a bouncing puck. He's at center ice, battling with Schoenbart. As now near Utah's bench, Grizzlies take it with Berg. He skates down the middle. Veers off to the left. He'll tap it off the near wall. Berg tries to get around Crawford. Berg around the net to the right point. Fairbrother keeps it in. Grizzlies captain throws to the far corner for Wood. Back towards Fairbrother, who was skating towards the slot. Puck around the net to the near side. Gallant feeds up top. Fonstad dances around in his Grizzlies debut. Over to Gallant on the near boards. Back up top to Fonstad. Over to Fairbrother. One-timer saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes towards the far corner. Schoenbart fires towards the empty net, and he misses just wide far side. Icing is on Kansas City. 30.1 seconds are left here in the third. Tad O'Had talking with his assistant coach, Riley Wazlowski, wondering if the Mavericks and Tad O'Had is going to use a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 30 seconds are left in the third period. Mavericks lead the Grizzlies 3-2. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good.
30.1 seconds are left in the third period. Draws give me the left wing. Tano had faked a timeout. Now he's signaling as if he wants one. Nobody on the ice sees him. Tano had wants a timeout, but he's not going to get it granted. As the referee, Trevor Wolford's looking the other way, left side. Pitch shot, saved by LaFontaine. Less than a half a minute left. Puck rolls towards the near point. Nielsen fires towards the net, and it goes just wide, missing stick side on LaFontaine. Crawford behind the net. As Noel will push it ahead to Schoonbart. He collides with Fairbrother. 10 seconds left. Mavericks clear it out to center. Gloved and dropped by Nielsen. He'll push it to his left for Aragon. 5 seconds left. Aragon skates along the near side. He gets divorced in the puck by Laverge, and that will do it. Grizzlies couldn't get that one final shot off as the Mavericks hold on for a 3-2 victory. Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 30-28. The Kansas City got a great effort from Jack LaFontaine as he saved 28 of 30. Grizzlies got the only goal in the third period that was scored by Aragon. And that was 7:25 in. Difference in the game was probably the Grizzlies not capitalizing on the 5-on-3 power play, which they had for 58 seconds. As Lohite got a penalty 14-17 in, and then 15-19 in. David Noel got a holding minor. Mavericks win the series opener. Their record goes to 12-6-1-1 on the year, while the Grizzlies fall to 5-11-2, as the Grizz have now lost 8 in a row. We'll come back and have the post-game show. Once again, the final score, the Kansas City Mavericks 3 and the Utah Grizzlies 2. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Well, the Grizzlies trying to put a rally to tie up the game, but just ran out of time as Kansas City comes away with a 3-2 victory. Both teams had 12 shots in the third frame. Mavericks got the first goal of the night as Nolan Sullivan scored unassisted, 6:25 on really what was a crazy play. Puck was over in the far corner, hit a stanchion, and the puck just kind of skipped towards the net. Armstrong was battling with Sullivan. Sullivan somehow was able to win that battle and fire a shot past Shield. And so the unassisted goal was scored 6:25 into the contest. Kansas City is now 10-1-0-1 when scoring first this season. Mavericks led 1-0 after one frame. They outshot the Grizzlies 8-7 in the period. Grizzlies tied it up 6:32 into the second as Cade Nilsson got his third of the year. Aaron Aragon and Andrew Nilsson picked up the assists as Nilsson scored from the left wing. He fired it off the near post, and the iron was kind as Cade Nilsson was active, and he was energetic again tonight for the Grizzlies. He scored a second period goal for the second time in the last 3 games. 6:32 tonight was his third of the year. Aragon and Andrew Nilsson with the assists. Well, we always say, what happens when you score a goal, when a goal gets scored in a game, it's really what happens that next shift, next 40 or 50 seconds or so that ends up, playing a big factor. And well, Kansas City responded less than a minute after Cade Nilsson tied it up. In fact, I think if we're doing the math right, 44 seconds after Nilsson scored, it was Cade Borchard getting a centering pass out in front from Casey Carew. Borchard with his 12th of the year. He is among league leaders in goals. He certainly leads Kansas City in that mark. Carew and Konepke pick up the assist. Time of goal 7:16 into the second period. Kansas City got their first power play of the game when Mick Messner got a high sticking minor, 11:39 in. And with 5 seconds left in the power play, it was Damian Giroux scoring his 5th of the year. He scored from the left wing. Jackson Berezowski with the assist. He got the only assist on the Giroux goal, 13:34 in. Kansas City went 1 for 2 on the power play. Grizzlies were 0 for 3. Mavericks led 3-1 after 2 periods of play. Both teams had 12 shots in the third. The only goal was scored by Aaron Aragon, with Cade Nilsson and Dylan Savankov getting the assists. So Nilsson had 1 goal and 1 assist. Aaron Aragon also had 1 goal and 1 assist for the Grizzlies. Both Nilsson, Aaron Aragon, as well as Dylan Fitz, those 3 forwards were a +2 for the Grizzlies tonight. So when Aragon scored, it cut the Kansas City lead to 3-2. We mentioned maybe a turning point in the game was when the Grizzlies got a 5-on-3 power play for 58 seconds. Luke Lohheit got a tripping minor, 14-17 in, and then David Noel got a holding minor, 15-19 into the third. The Grizzlies had 6 minutes worth of power plays in the third period, including 58 seconds of a 5-on-3. Over that 6-minute stretch, the Grizzlies had 5 shots on goal. But they just couldn't find a way to get the puck in the back of the net to tie it up. Grizzlies put together a pretty good rally, and I thought they got their fair share of good scoring chances there in the third. After all, Utah had 4 scoring chances among their 12 shots. Kansas City also had 4 scoring chances among their 12 shots in the third period. But the Mavericks come away with the close victory. Final score, Kansas City 3, Utah 2. Among the 30 shots the Grizzlies took, they were very balanced in terms of who took the shots. Mick Messner and Cole Fonstad each had 4 shots. Fonstad just joined the Grizzlies earlier today as he was reassigned from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. He had been playing earlier this season in Germany. He signed with the Eagles just yesterday and was reassigned to the Grizzlies today. So those two led the Grizzlies with 4 shots. Briley Wood, Luke Manning, and Cole Gallant each had 3 shots. Dylan Fitz, Aaron Aragon, and Cade Nilsson each had 2 shots, and a few other Grizzlies with 1 shot each. Andrew Nilsson, in his Grizzlies' third stint debut, he had 1 assist and had 1 shot tonight. Nilsson was an even in the plus-minus category. Savankov, Upper, Fairbrother, Berg, Buell, as well as Nilsson, each had 1 shot on goal. For Kansas City in their 28 shots, they were led by Landon McCallum. McCallum was a -2 and had 11 shots to lead had 4 shots to lead the Mavericks. Damian Giroux, Bradley Schoombart, and Max Andreov each had 3 shots. Charlie Wright and Nolan Sullivan each had 2 shots, with one of Sullivan's 2 looks finding the back of the net. For the Grizzlies, their losing streak extends to 8 straight. For Kansas City, they're not quite as dominant as they were last year, where they just ran away with the Mountain Division title and eventually the Western Conference Championship. Kansas City, over their last 11 games, if you include tonight, have a record of 6-4-1. So if you're Ryan Kanasowicz's crew, I think you have to like the effort. Once again, the special teams battle was won by the opposition. Kansas City 1 for 2 on the power play. Grizzlies were 0 for 3. And it almost felt like for the Grizzlies, and that's partly why Ryan Kanasowicz used his timeout when he did, when the Grizzlies got the 5-on-3 power play, which came with 4 minutes and 41 seconds left in regulation. I think he knew that 1 minute stretch with the 5-on-3 was going to be the deciding factor in the game. The Grizzlies had some chances. They were very patient with their approach. Nilsson had a 1-timer from the right side. Utah had 1 or 2 other really good looks, but just couldn't find a way to get the puck in the back of the net. And ultimately, that made a difference in the game. 3 stars of the game. Third star, Nolan Sullivan. He had 2 shots, was a +1, and scored 1 goal. He scored Kansas City's first goal, which was unassisted, 6:25 in. He also won a few key faceoffs. Kansas City did win the battle at the faceoff circle, 29-18. That's unlike the Grizzlies. Usually Utah wins their fair share of faceoffs, but Kansas City had a big edge tonight, 29-18 in the faceoff circle, and Nolan Sullivan played a role in that. The number 2 star is Jack LaFontaine. Oh, he made some big saves in the third period. He stopped 28 of 30, and he comes away with the win as LaFontaine's record goes to 4-2-0-1 on the season. And the number one star turned out to get the game winner, which is Kansas City's third of the night. It was on the power play, 13:34 in. Damian Giroux is the number one star of the game. But you got to tip your hat to that forward line of Aragon, Nielsen, and Dylan Fitz. Cade Nielsen and Aaron Aragon each had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Dylan Fitz was also at +2 along with those two players. And so that forward line really carried the mail for the Grizzlies tonight. Johnny Fairbrother was the only defenseman for the Grizzlies tonight to be a positive in the plus-minus category, as he was a +1. Fairbrother, the Grizzlies captain, is now a -1 this season. He's got 6 goals and 3 assists, and he's been a good team leader for the Grizzlies so far this season. Well, I think as Andrew Nelson and Cole Fonstad start to adjust a little bit and get their feet wet here in Utah, I think they're both going to be pretty solid performers. Fonstad's got a lot of skill. He's got a pretty crafty wrist shot. He had a pretty good look in the second period that LaFontaine denied him on. But I got a feeling once he settles in and gets used to his teammates a little bit, I think Cole Fonstad's going to do some great things for the Grizzlies here. And once again, for the second time this homestand, Cade Nielsen really was a standout. Last Friday, he was one of Utah's most active forwards, and tonight, Fonstad was outstanding, Nielsen was outstanding. Fonstad was good, but Cade Nielsen was just about everywhere. And you can see with the increased ice time that he's getting, that he is earning Ryan Kanaswich's trust one shift at a time. Cade Nielsen was once again outstanding, and it's great to see Aaron Aragon play well. 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. He had 2 shots. He was a +2. With Aragon, he was one of Utah's standout performers in training camp as well as the 2 preseason games. Aragon got hurt on opening night, missed 4 games. Took him a few games to get back on track, and he did until he got injured on Wednesday night. He got an upper body injury, missed 2 games. Came back tonight, and he was one of Utah's best forwards. And hopefully Aaron Aragon can find a way to stay healthy, because when healthy, Aragon can certainly be a big performer for the Grizzlies. And, like he was tonight, he was active and engaged. And really the thing that kept the Grizzlies in this game was the fact that their third forward line, at least that's what it was listed tonight, really had an outstanding game, all 3 of them. Cade Nielsen, Aaron Aragon. And even though he didn't get a point tonight, I thought Dylan Fitz played pretty well, which is certainly great considering Fitz had missed 4 games due to an injury. I think it was an upper body injury. Actually ended up missing one of the Wichita games as well. I think it was 5 straight that Fitz had missed. And he's a pro's pro. He's somebody that does a great job keeping himself in shape. And Dylan Fitz came back in and, didn't miss a beat. As that forward line there, that 3-man unit, really got the job done for the Grizzlies and really did a great part in keeping the Grizzlies in this one. Well, that'll about wrap things up here from Maverik Center. The thing we're grateful for is the time of game. It moved quickly, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Attendance was 2,209 here at Maverik Center. Once again, the 3 stars, Nolan Sullivan, who had 1 goal for Kansas City. He's the 3rd star. Jack LaFontaine's the 2nd star. He gets the victory in net for the Mavericks, stopping 28 of 30. And Damian Giroux, who scored what turned out to be the game winner on the power play. He is the number 1 star of the game. Well, that'll wrap things up. And remember, it's the first of a 3-game set. Join us on Friday night as it's Healthcare Appreciation Weekend, both Friday and Saturday. We are celebrating our local healthcare workers, presented by U of U Health. Gear tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. We want to see everybody out here. And remember, the NHL team doesn't play till Saturday, and even then, that's a Saturday afternoon road game. So come on out and join us for some professional hockey here at Maverik Center at a great price. Gear tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com, or by calling 801-988-8000. Adam Schill made some great saves to keep the Grizzlies in it. He is a tough luck loser tonight as he saved 25 of 28. Schiller's record falls to 5-9-1 on the season. Well, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast of not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, it's the Kansas City Mavericks coming away with a 3-2 victory over the Utah Grizzlies. I'm just pursuing my dream. Hopefully someday my dream will come true of getting to the National Hockey League. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.